Hello, everybody. Welcome. It's Thursday night, and that means we are inside of E-Ranked, the tier list mayhem show where we're going to rank a bunch of different topics every week. Got a very special topic this week because we're always going to be ranking things about Sonic, but of course, this week, what we're going to be ranking is especially some Sonic Anniversaries. But before we get there, I know any of you that may have followed on Twitter or just seeing me endlessly talk this week may know that I do have a special guest with me. So this isn't just my voice you'll be hearing, but you'll also be hearing my good friend Seth. So Seth, let people hear you.
I think special is just going a bit of too far for little.
Okay. Should we say unique? Should we say what should we say? What should we say?
You know what? I think I'm good with unique because that's just that's me. Just unique.
We're all a special sunflower. So, but hey Slayer, thanks for joining. Also, thank you, Karan, for the host. As we're all getting started up here. So I introduced you, Seth, as special and unique. But why don't you tell the people kind of a bit about yourself and who you are?
So I'm Sefhigwind. Nice to meet everybody. I am a variety streamer here on Twitch. Do a whole bunch of like retro stuff, things that are just completely insane to just all types of things retro. I usually do a Sonic night the third Wednesday of every month where I've done everything from a Sonic the Hedgehog randomizer for like SA2. We've done the shuffle using like BizHawk Shuffler, which meant I would basically randomly switch between like every Sonic game on the Genesis between like 30 seconds and 2 minutes. Just like imagine hitting like a loop-de-loop in, let's say, Hydro City Zone, and then you're in the middle of Toxic Cave trying to defeat like the Egg Scorpion. It's
now
so nice.
I've only seen that like on like YouTube videos and everything. I've never actually had the guts to like take that on. How did you keep everything together without absolutely like losing your mind?
You see, that's the secret, Captain. You don't. Like, I'm learning that the hard way because Monday nights are usually like my completion nights where I dedicate to one game until we, beat it. Doesn't matter how many weeks it takes. Monday night's one game focus. I got my community together and say, hey, I want you guys to vote out of these RPGs because first of the year we always do our JRPGs, and then the back half is like retro games or whatever the flavor of the year is going to be. Like 2 years ago I did Echo the Dolphin, which was amazing to finally beat Echo 1 and Tides of Time finally.
And did you beat it with or without using save states?
No save states.
Oh my god.
Zero save states. Super proud for that one. So my lovely people decided to vote for the Mega Man Battle Network Shuffler, which is taking the shuffle concept and applying it to all 6 Mega Man Battle Network games.
Oh my god.
And yeah, I've already hit that point where I don't know what I'm doing anymore with half the things I'm doing. I love it.
I was watching earlier and I was like, he's not really doing this, is he? And all 6, like, dude, just getting through one Battle Network is enough. And I'll admit, I'm a bit of a poser. I like Battle Network more for the artwork rather than like actually have played them.
I mean, honestly, that's fine. Like the art style for Network alone is just drop dead gorgeous, and then seeing the evolution of the NetNavi Society into Star Force was a beautiful futuristic transition, kind of similar going from like the classic pop look of the Mega Man games to the dark, gritty grunginess of X.
Yeah.
Mega Man's another subject I can go on forever and ever about.
Seriously, oh man, that means I'll definitely have to like get you on here like whenever the day comes that we talk about Mega Man, because I have some opinions there. But today we're gonna focus on, instead of the Blue Bomber, on the Blue Blur. And so for that, yeah, no, we're gonna go through a whole bunch today. Like you will see, I have some things up my sleeves, and once you see this tier list, like you're gonna be like, okay, it's gonna look simple at first until we get into it. But before that, like I want to set the stage. We just came off of, and I'm not talking about the anniversary, but I mean the year 2021 for Sonic. Like, it went every which way. I mean, what we had, like announcements, people were quitting, people were coming back. It was JK, like there was something like in the midst of all the news drought. If you checked on Twitter, there was something like every month that the Sonic fandom was either freaking out or complaining about. So like fan to fan, I want to know, like, what did you think of like 2021, and like what were your highlights of the year regarding Sonic?
It was a roller coaster ride, honestly. Like, just from like the speculation of like, oh, fan favorite voice actress is quitting the series, never to return. Who's going to be voicing Tails? And the upcoming Sonic 2 movie, is this upcoming 3D game really going to be it? Is it actually canceled or not? Like the Twitter and just all the news coming off of like Sonic Retro and Sonic Stadium was just, it felt like I was going through like clickbait after clickbait, but it was like clickbait I wanted to see just because I didn't know what the hell was going on anymore. It was so chaotic and hard to keep track of at times that it was, like I said, it was a roller coaster.
Yeah.
You got on and you wanted off, but you kept going up and down, and then a corkscrew, and then once again repeating, like there was no end in sight.
See, I had the other end, because at the time, for most of 2021, I was still like on a Twitter vacation, so I got to see all the reactionary side of that. I got to see what was going on every IGN article that talked about Sonic, or every Sonic tuber on YouTube that talked about Sonic, and I got to see all the reactionary like stuff to the chaos. So my favorite thing, and I can't believe it was a year ago, right? In January, where we started getting that bombshell of tweets about Roger Craig Smith no longer being the voice of Sonic, and everyone was like, then Colleen, and like the whole, just like one after the other, like a giant domino effect. And it was just like, well, what the heck's going on? There's no one. And I, for one, like, okay, I like Roger. Not to get into a huge like voice actor debate. For those that don't know, that are outside the Sonic sphere, we take our voice actors very seriously, and there are
just a little bit.
Just a little for people that say, you say if you like Jason Griffith, who's one of the voice actors from the early 2000s, if you say you like him, there totally won't be pitchforks coming after you on Twitter to try to cancel you. So no, we don't take it seriously at all. But yeah, I remember seeing that, and I was like, man, that sucks, because he's been the voice of Sonic for about like 10 years, but also kind of glad. Like he's not my, okay, he's good. I'll say this: is he my favorite as far as like attitude? When he's written correctly and allowed to like properly act, yes. What they had him doing in the other games, no. Especially like the Wii U era of games. I was like, yeah.
I think that was the main issue. Is the dude's a great voice actor. I mean,
he's freaking Chris Redfield.
Like when I heard that news, I'm like, all right, cool. So when are we gonna get a game with Sonic punching a boulder and shouting Wesker constantly? I'll pay for that Sonic fan mod any day.
Seriously.
But I don't think he was given good grips to work with outside of Generations and like a couple of moments in Colors.
Yeah.
But a lot of the scripts he was given just did not fit him well enough. Like, it was the same vibe I got with Jake Gyllenhaal being like Anakin Skywalker, because everyone's like, no, he's like the worst. How could they ruin it? It's like you don't get it. The kid can act. The
Yeah,
kid's a damn good actor. George Lucas' script was just utter crap.
exactly. Like, and I still, by the way, cannot believe that that was him. Even like looking back, I'm like, man, I forgot.
Oh, was it Hayden Christensen? Ah, I'm probably
No,
getting
it
it.
was Hayden Christensen. It was Hayden
Yeah,
Christensen.
Hayden
That's right.
Christensen. There we go.
That's right. Remember, because he hated sand. So.
Yeah, yep. I still love that monologue to this day. But honestly, I think where like where he really shined for me was the Sonic Boom TV show.
Oh my God.
Like,
Yes.
I think that's a TV show we just did not deserve
No.
because the writing was top notch, characterizations were better than what the games were giving us. Knuckles' design aside, it was just a
you
really
didn't like chunk
damn good show.
muscles chunk muscles knuckles. You didn't like him like all like this, like all muscle and no brain. Also, speaking of all brain, no, Kaji's right. Jake Gyllenhaal did act his tail off as Mysterio, but don't get me started on Spider-Man. Like, I will go on forever because I have some things on that too. I'm gonna have to nerd out about that at another
Focus,
time. I
focus
know
back.
it's like
Focus back.
but yeah, no, we did not deserve the Sonic Boom TV show. The game, I'll tell everyone who's like listening, the game was absolute garbage. And it's not even the fun type of boring. It's not even the fun type of boring like you would see with like, you know, the Sonic from the mid 2000s, or say the cheesy bad camera angle early Resident Evils. No, this was boring bad. But then we get the show, and the show is meta as hell. Like, holy crap! Like, there's so many good jokes and such good writing. I think it's still on Hulu.
I believe it is, and I think they recently announced that the entire series is coming into like one giant Blu-ray collection. I think sometime this year.
Yes, actually, that comes out in March. I have it pre-ordered. I'm gonna get it because I actually like the show, and I have to add to like my like Sonic like collection down there. I have the full run of Sonic the Hedgehog, of course, a couple of old VHS tapes that I've kept, and I think that's the other thing. Speaking of that, so March we get Sonic Boom, and I think next month in February we get Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Which I honestly need to pre-order myself because I still remember when Shout Factory re-released a AOSTH on DVD,
Yeah.
and I had to drive 20 minutes away to a Best Buy that was nowhere near me just to pick up every DVD release, like the DVD like collections. I did the exact same thing with Sonic Underground as well.
Oh my
Because
God.
it was just one Best Buy like 20 to 30 minutes away that only carried it, not the one that was 10 minutes down the road for me. Nah, I had to go out there for it.
And the most shocking part of that story, and this ties into kind of Kaji, you're saying you're not surprised we pre-ordered it. What I'm surprised is that you have some sort of physical copy of Sonic Underground. I don't know if I would have gone out of my way that much for Sonic Underground, but
So I like every Sonic fan has like that one hill they'll die on, and I'm part of the minority that will say I actually enjoy Underground. I honestly do. It took the dark, brooding atmosphere of Satam, but then also combined it a little bit of like the slapstick comedy of AOSTH. And let's be real here. Every music video is a Sonic Says segment, musicized.
it really is. And so I actually want to go back and rewatch it. As much as I was like, what the heck with that show as a kid, I definitely want to go back and rewatch it because some of the animation is just so hackneyed that it actually just ups the hilarity value. Like, the Android Baby episode will go down in
Oh my
history
god,
as
yes.
one of the best moments of Sonic media ever created, and I'm here for it.
See, I don't know. I will argue my favorite piece of Sonic media ever created is Knuckles' great grandfather Altair, who has this horrendously bad Sean Connery accent the entire time,
Yes.
which is just Knuckles. You must protect the floating island. It's like, all right, let's go, Indiana Jones, baby. Let's do
Right?
this.
It's like that or like 98 was a weird year for grandpas, wasn't it? I mean, you had that bad voice acting, and then you had Dr. Light over here in Mega Man 8.
Defeat the evil Dr. Wily.
Mega Man. God. Love it. Oh man. So okay, look, we're how does Mega Man keep coming back into this? So even though Sonic takes more stuff from Zelda, we somehow keep getting back on Mega Man. But so
come on, they gave Tails a Mega Buster in Sonic Battle, hence why he was like the best character to play as in that game.
oh my god, so true. So true. But then like we go through all of that and then like we are hungry and starving all of 2021, pretty much all winter until that fateful day, was it February or March, when we got that 8-second clip that the Sonic 2 movie was actually going to be real.
Oh my goodness, that was so hyped.
Oh
I still like before the dark time, before the COVID wiped out all the movie theaters. My fiance and I we went to the Sonic 1 movie on opening night, which is unheard of for him. Like
yeah.
typically it's I'm the one doing like the opening night premieres, but no, we wanted to make that like a proper, Valentine's Day date night. So we went and saw it, both had an amazing time, but I'll never forget the end credits sequence when Tails made his grand appearance.
Yes.
Both of us and like the 2 rows in front of us and the row behind us, everyone jumped out of their seats, screaming at the top of their lungs to see like our favorite twin tail boy make his grand appearance. Like,
yes,
those movie experiences will always stick through with you. So the second that like teaser announcement came out that Sonic 2 was going to be a thing, I just got the biggest grin on my face. And then I looked at Miles and I'm like, so we're seeing Sonic 2 opening day, right?
So, oh man, so like funny thing, my story, because that was like the last movie I got to see in theaters in the before times, and it was funny because what a journey it was there, because a lot of my friends like locally, and of course people online that know me know, Sonic is like my personality. So when the horrible first version dropped, I was like, well, everyone, we're all gonna go buy a round of drinks and we're gonna go watch, my favorite character die, because I don't think I can stand being a fan after this. This is the last hit. I can't take anymore. And so we're gonna go watch a legend die. That's what we're gonna go do in November. And then of course it gets canceled, it gets redesigned, the redesign looks great, and I was like, well, heck, guys, I'm gonna use that money to rent out like a couple rows in a theater and end up inviting people. So what started out as just inviting, like one row quickly turned into like 40 people coming with
awesome.
us. I still have the pictures to this day. I have to find it. It's on my Twitter. The picture we all took, but just all of us went to see it, and we all had a good time. And it's funny because I didn't know anything about the movie, so when the little teaser after the first set of credits, when Tails came, I lost my stuff. I was so happy. And we had a couple other friends who were like longtime Sonic fans. They were still losing their stuff too. And so the minute the teaser dropped earlier this year, everyone's like, so we doing it again? Because I said, and I can't believe people remember this, I'm like, way to go, guys, and have a great memory. I said, if this gets renewed for a sequel, I'll rent out a whole theater, guys, and we'll have our own premiere party. Well, and I was like, well, now I got to do that. And oh, Dark, oh my God, no, the human teeth. Why you have to bring the flashback back? Because I was good. I was good all of 2020 until they showed that footage of the scenes that they had already kind of started doing before.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it was like PTSD. Like, I cannot.
I still remember when that first trailer dropped. and I heard Gangster's Paradise in the background, and there was a part of me that was like, okay, please don't actually be Gangster's Paradise. Just, this is Sonic. We're here for a good time. Please put on Weird Al Yankovic's Amish Paradise. That would have probably made the trailer a little bit more palatable.
Yeah.
Human Teeth Sonic aside. But my biggest takeaway from that trailer was, you know what? This is going to be an absolute train wreck, but dear Lord, is Jim Carrey going to sell this movie for me?
At that point, that was the only reason I was saying it. I was like, oh man, we got Ace Ventura, Jim Carrey, so I guess there's something here. There's something. I'll just have to close my eyes, whenever Sonic's on screen. And then, they kept saying, and a lot of the stuff, they were like, well, Sonic's going to be the majority of the movie. And I'm like, great, okay. Do we see this sober?
I'll just bring a blindfold and just take it off at the right moments.
so at the end credits, got it. Okay.
I don't know, like, I think one of my takeaways, from the movie for me personally, and this is probably like the 90s kid in me talking.
Yeah.
I think Jim Carrey's probably one of my favorite non-video game like personifications of Eggman I think I've seen.
I'll agree. I'll agree. I think they picked the right person. They needed someone who was gonna like not be afraid to like ham it up and be over the top. And I was happy because I was like, Jim Carrey's actually like as good as a comedian he is. He's also actually a really good actor. So it's like he did good. I was so into it. So not only did he do a good job, but freaking Ben Schwartz as well. So that's what I was.
Ben Schwartz knocked it out of the park.
Oh man, he did so good. And I was like, stop! How dare you? How dare you make me feel emotions for Sonic? Like, how dare you do this? How dare you make him an actual character?
I just still remember just like joking with my friends, like, can we be real here that like we're gonna go and put this in like an alternate, like we rolled a critical failure in Ace Ventura 2 where he never gets over not saving the raccoon at the beginning of the movie and makes it his entire life goal to turn to science instead of nature and becomes Eggman.
Right? Alternate headcanon. Oh man. I remember joking with one friend because we were talking about like, oh man, the Sonic movie's actually going to be good, and then saw it and we were like, it actually was a good like movie more than like a video game film. It was actually like a good movie. We were like, this is like the Thanos meme of like, what did it cost? Everything. We got a good Sonic movie, but at what cost? The whole world shut down and we're sent into turmoil for 2 years.
I mean, I still remember like all of us joking. It's like, so let's be real here now. Sonic was like the last proper movie that released in like 2020 when everything shut down. Does that mean Sonic's automatically going to win like Best Picture at the Oscars in 2021?
Right. Well, what we can always say, like, no matter how much people come at us as Sonic fans, it's like Sonic sucking. We can be like, well, he was one of the top grossing movies of 2020, and and we're like, and he's like the top grossing, like at least in America, the top grossing video game film. And until the Mario movie comes along, quick side tangent, because that did happen in 2021. I have never had such a deep belly authentic laugh than watching that Nintendo Direct and hearing Chris Pratt is Mario. Like, when I tell you I cry laughed, I freaking lost it.
I couldn't laugh because I sat there like, all right, cool. Like, they're pulling my, like, I'll be real here. I'm not the biggest Illumination fan because, for me personally, they put their star power as where they spend all of their budget on because a lot of their animation's very samey. There's no real evolution to their animation. Like, you could point to Pixar and DreamWorks and see their animation evolve over time. I've never seen that with Illumination, period. Like,
no.
I can't talk anymore. That's great. But like, like Secret Life of Pets or even Sing still has that same animation quality as their first Despicable Me movie. So the entire time they're revealing the characters, I'm like, okay, well, this must have meant that they didn't feel comfortable getting Charles Martinet, and it's like, and Charles Martinet doing cameo voices. I'm like, what the you're slapping Mario in the face right there. Are you kidding me?
Right? I would have been so mad. I'm like, okay, never mind that, I'm the known voice of the character, but I've been voicing him for, like 25, almost 30 years at this point. Like, he's like,
It was what, like Mario teaches typing too? Because I remember the first time I heard Charles' voice was on Mario's game gallery on MS DOS.
oh my God. No, I haven't even heard that, so.
Oh, it is magical, absolutely magical. Because all that is Mario playing like checkers, backgammon, go fish, yacht, because Yahtzee's trademarked.
Yeah.
So something magical about Mario just saying, "Guess I'm gonna have to go fishing again" as he's drawing cards.
Dude, I love that in old games where they tried to have not Yahtzee, not Jenga, or not Connect Four because nobody wanted to pay the royalties for it. So, oh man. So, but yeah, like that teaser that was amazing, and that pretty much like gave us something to eat off of like all of like the rest of early spring until we got that. That random announcement?
Summer happened.
Oh my God. And yeah, we'll get more into this like later, but like just covering like summer as a whole. Just randomly, like, like what? Oh, Tuesday or Wednesday out of the blue, they released that Super Feels trailer for like Sonic's 30th, and we're like, oh cool, Tyson and all the artists from the IDW comics, like this is cool. And they're like, oh, by the way, there's gonna be a Sonic Central in like 4 days.
Yep.
And I'm like, what? Sega, you gotta stop doing this. You gotta stop dropping stuff. And why do they always drop stuff like so early in the morning? These news drops, because to quote one of my like favorite YouTubers, Sam Procrastinates, he's always like, it's 8 in the morning, and I'm like, how do you think I feel on the West Coast? Like, I wake up, it's 5 a.m., 6 a.m. My little YouTube thing blips, wakes me up, and I'm like, Sega, what are you doing? Like, why are we doing this so early?
It's like the second like that thing dropped, all I had in the back of my mind was just Ian Malcolm from Jurassic Park when they see the dinosaurs for the first time, and it's like, you crazy son of a bitch, you did it.
Right? And I'm like, holy crap. And I'm like, all right, let's sit in. We gotta have something. Games have been delayed, and we haven't heard anything in 5 years. Haven't heard really any news in 2 years. What we got. And I was watching on YouTube, and the first thing that happens is, we're all watching, and suddenly the video just like backpedals back, and we're like, what? What's going on? Sega forgot that YouTube has a buffer zone that Twitch doesn't have for going live. And so the videos were out of sync, so they were just like, oh, let's just back up the video and keep them in line. And I'm like, oh my God, I was like, we're off to a good start. This is true Sega fashion. I would not have it any other way. Let's go. Oh, but yeah, hearing all those announcements about like the symphony orchestra, getting all those announcements, and we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Don't worry. But like the symphony orchestra, and then of course, the thing everyone knew, which was Sonic Colors Ultimate for later this year. But it was a cool trailer. And then, of course, people would want to pick that apart and see, is the game any good? And I'm like, it's Sonic Colors. Like, the game itself is good, so it doesn't matter. Like, it's going to be a good game. And I'm still going to buy it. And yes, spoiler alert, I did buy the pre-order edition with the keychain. I wanted that keychain. I needed that Baby Sonic keychain just for the memes of it all. And I was like, no, this right here, this is history.
What gets me is it was such a random pre-order bonus. Like,
yeah,
if you're going to do a keychain for Colors, I thought it would have been like a Wisp or, Yacker or something, but it's like, nah, fam, we're doing Baby Sonic from the movie.
And no, Here's what it was. I'll tell you. I'll tell you what it was. So they had this thing called a brand deal for this original version of the Sonic movie, and now we can't sell that stuff anymore. We got to get rid of it. We got like 6 warehouses full of it. Throw
Guys,
it in.
we gotta liquidate this stock. We could sell it for pennies, or we could sell it as a pre-order bonus.
Just like throw it in. I was like, oh my god. So yeah, no, I got that, and it's dangling off of my guitar in my room. I'm like, nope, I'm keeping this. This is gonna be on full display. I need this thing. I feel sorry if anyone was expecting something more. I was like, this is the gap here. This is not Sega's big announcement. This is just something to kind of bring some money in before that Lost Judgment game comes out, which, side note, I still need to play. I heard it's really good.
Same, honestly.
Yeah. But that means tackling the rest of the Yakuza series, and I'm not ready for that.
See, I will say this. Even though last year was the quote-unquote 30th anniversary, I'm glad that they sort of learned their lesson from the 15th and didn't, like, bomb rush, Frontiers. Because, everything that said, that was supposed to release last year.
Oh, God.
But they did the intelligent thing, and, like, you know what? Maybe we should continue to polish it off and, push it back into a 2022 affair. So I'm
People
fine with that, honestly.
People will wait. People will wait for a good game. like just give them a chance. Give them a chance. Like, they'll wait.
I'm still honestly shocked we haven't gotten any updates on the whatever the new Sonic Classic Collection, not Mega Collection, not Gems, just we're doing it again, boys. Here you go. Collection is gonna happen.
The Sonic Origins one. That's it.
Right, that's what it's called.
Yeah, we've had 0 news on that, and I'm just kind of like, well, what's going on? Should we be concerned? Is this time to be concerned now? Like, what do we do? So, I don't know.
Sonic Origins is going back to Mega Man. Holy hell. He's kind of turning into like the Mega Man GBA collection, where they're gonna port like Mega Man 1 through 5 on the Game Boy on the GBA, but like actually put all the games into full color. They had like actual trailers for it. They showed off screenshots and Nintendo Power, and then Capcom does what Capcom does best. Quietly said nope.
Yep.
And just yanked it.
Yep.
And I'm getting that same pit in my stomach with Sonic Origins, that it's like, the smells of an Anniversary collection flop again.
I don't think so. I think some of it may have just been like with COVID going on and everything, there's delays, and I think because they have to rebuild Sonic 3 and Knuckles from the ground up, essentially. That's taking a while because that game was ambitious in its time already. So them trying to build it from the ground up, because they have to high-res everything. So that's what I'm thinking is taking the delay. But I
forgot. Are they partnering with AM2 to take care of the emulation work, since AM2 has a proven track record of building things from the ground up, but better?
I don't know if they're going to do that or if they're going with Taxman. Everything I've seen in the trailers leads me to believe they're going with Taxman. And for those of you that don't know, that was one of the people that helped out to make Sonic Mania be Sonic Mania, and even like happen. So I think Christian Whitehead and that crew are maybe handling it, because at least from what they showed from the trailers of what's confirmed to be in there, it looks like the ports of the iPhone versions that he worked on. So.
Man, I hope that means we do get like the Christian Whitehead port of 2, because that is like the definitive version of 2 I've played that wasn't for all intents and purposes, a ROM hack from like the Sonic hacking contest or Sage.
Yeah, and I've heard so many good things. I haven't had a chance to play it yet. It takes a bit to set it up, of course, on PC. But I am gonna get to it because I heard it's done right, like it's taken care of, and I think I think that's what they're going to do with the collection. Like, one thing I'll give Sonic Team, no matter how many times they screw up, they've always hit it out the park with every single like collection like that. I mean, like Sonic Jam, Sonic Mega Collection, even the recent collection that released on like Steam and PS4, the Sega Classics one. I mean, they didn't have to, but they took time to model like a whole like VR 90s room. So
Oh, like and actually like putting on a VR headset and being in that bedroom environment is just like the nostalgia factors are turned up to 11 for me when I do it.
oh man, I gotta try that because I know just like I have a pretty big monitor like here in front of me, and like just looking around on it, it like took me right back because I was like, dude, I had a wooden dresser and I put my TV on top of it. I know I had a bed like that. Like, yeah, it takes me back. So yeah, I think Sonic Origins is gonna be good. We just have to wait, but I think they're holding off and going to try to release it around either Sonic Prime or something around there. Which
So I've got
yeah,
a feeling Frontiers is going to be that typical Sonic launch window of like October through November. Not like every major Sonic release always seems to come out within that time span.
yeah,
I've got a feeling Origins might possibly be like the June birthday release to get people hyped
yeah,
for Frontiers.
yeah, yeah. It's either going to coincide with like the Blu-ray release of Sonic 2, or line up again like with Sonic Prime because that's August of so that's still summer.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking they're gonna put it like around there, and release it so that it's just this like constant like lead up to Sonic Frontiers. So which speaking of that, that Sonic Central quickly went downhill when we only got like a whole lot of nothing. We got
Mm-hmm.
a bad green screen interview with one of the Sonic creators that basically told us what we already knew. It's a show. It's coming to Netflix. Multiverse. We already knew that because the tweet said it. So a whole lot of nothing. And then the opposite reaction that we had to the 8 seconds of greatness that was, Sonic 2, the movie being announced. We got the, at the time, which was just like the working title for Sonic Frontiers, just 8 second trailer of that, just of him running and a whole lot of nothing. That was it.
I mean, it was a whole lot of nothing, but then of course you go straight to Reddit and Twitter, and everyone's like, "Oh no, they're doing the Wisp again! How could they do this?" Like,
I'm like, I'm like,
oh my goodness.
we haven't seen anything. Like, everyone's all up in arms. Like, there are people like, that's it. I'm quitting Sonic because they wouldn't show his face, man. Like, we don't even know what he's gonna look like. Like, I'm not gonna play this game already. Bad game, canceled, done. I'm like, we're judges.
I mean, honestly, what do you think's worse, that initial reaction or the current Quillgate we're going through?
Oh my god. Okay. 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 We're gonna jump in the present time a little bit and like I'm like, guys, to quote freaking that little Sammy kid, Sonic is Sonic, okay? Like, what are we talking about, guys? Like, what happened? The discussion went from open world game, we just need to make sure it plays well and that they get Sonic's handling down correctly, to I'm not gonna play it because his quills are short.
I feel like any time there's like a minor change in like character, whether it be like a small tweak to the design,
Yeah.
a voice actor, it's always pitchforks and torches for like a lot of outspoken Sonic fans. That to me, it just reminds me of like the scene from Wayne's World where they pull up to the Guitar Center and Wayne goes to look at the Stratocaster and Garth just turns to the camera and goes, "He does this every Friday."
That's exactly what it felt like. But then people get mad when you're like, guys, we do this every game. Everyone's like, no, we don't, guys. We don't do this at all. I'm like, I just want to play the game. I just want them to take their time, do whatever they got to do, and I just want a good game. Like I just want a good game because the ball is in Sega's court right now for everything to be, going well, go successful, and yeah, yeah, no, no. I'm like, don't mess it up, guys. Everyone's excited about the Sonic movie. Colors is Ultimate is fixed now, so it's good. It's out of its No Man's Sky and Cyberpunk 2077 days. It's actually playable. It's good. I'm like, so Sega, please don't mess it up. Like, it's so easy. Just fall over the finish line. You got this. Oh man.
I'm assuming when they actually showcase like the proper like trailer like the title reveal of Frontiers.
Yeah.
That all of your friends who know that you're the Sonic guy. You're the Sonic one of the group. How many people turn to you and goes, so how do you feel about the Breath of the Wild knockoff?
Oh man. Okay, so that brings us. So let's leave Sonic Central and jump all the way to the end of the year because we got nothing pretty much between that until Game Awards. So we'll start with Sonic Frontiers. Yeah, yeah. So yeah. A lot of people did come and ask me for my opinion, and I basically said it's gonna be Breath of the Wild on steroids, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Like I love a good open world game. In fact, that's definitely like the whole reason why tomorrow, like I'm gonna be talking about like a lot of what I'm looking forward to in 2022, in terms of that. But yeah, no, I'm all for it. And the thing I'm most excited about is the ambition again. I'm like, I haven't seen that since 2008. Like, that was the last time I saw them be ambitious and try and give Sonic a budget. So it's cool to see that again. I'm just hoping they go the full like 9 yards and give it like a good opening cut scene. Like Sonic Unleashed, which it's funny now, right? Like I always considered Sonic Unleashed one of my like favorite games. Like the guy that directed it went on to like direct a lot of Final Fantasies that everyone like cares about. But yeah, no, I always held that game top tier just because like the ambition and like execution was nice. It was gonna suck no matter what because it came out after '06. No matter what came out after '06, it was gonna suck. So
which I will agree with you on that. Like when they showed off like that proper like title announcement trailer, I got those goosebumps that I haven't felt since like Unleashed.
yeah,
Because as good of a game as Colors and Generation are, they were a little too safe.
yeah,
Now granted, they made the daytime formula better, but it was still just that ambition and drive just seemed absent.
yeah,
That I felt unfortunately got worse as the years went on. Where honestly, I'm sick of the boost formula, and that's why I'm really hoping that like Frontiers like will they incorporate boost. I
yeah,
personally hope they do. If boost is here to stay, I'm all for it.
yeah,
But I want a new evolution of gameplay,
yeah,
and I think we're in for that finally.
yeah,
Because I feel like it's within like every other generation we get that evolution change, and I think it's finally time for Sonic. I mean, for crying out loud, Kirby is finally giving a 3D world a proper try, and I'm all for that because
right.
the Return to Dreamland formula has gotten stale for me,
Yeah,
and I'm excited to see them try something unique and new and different with Kirby, and I'm hoping to get that same satisfaction when Frontiers drops later this year.
yeah. So I'm hoping so. It seems like they're making all the right moves. Like the only way I can see it really failing. Thank you so much, for Corey Kirby for the follow. Thank you. See, talk about Kirby and you get someone who's a Kirby fan.
Hey, Picori.
Hey, yeah. And let's see, we had a few people come on in. So yeah, no. If you're just joining, we're breaking down what happened with Sonic in 2021. Because let me tell you, we got to go through all this because this is gonna set the stage for talking about like all these celebrations that have happened, since this is fresh in our mind. But we're getting to that. We're just rounding out the year. We're in December now of 2021. So yeah, almost there. But yeah, no, I'm excited for Frontiers. I think it's going to be good. I think they got a good writing team behind it. It sounds like, I can tell the difference between Sega's normal mumbo jumbo spiel and this one. And I really honestly feel the movie's success woke them up that people still care about Sonic, and there are different age groups that still care about Sonic. So I think they were like, guys, like, he's not just like our, cash maker, while Persona and Yakuza, fill the bank. Like, let's actually make him a mascot again, like mascot worthy. So I'm all for it. I'm all for the delays. Keep delaying it. If you gotta delay it to January 2023, look, listen,
I'm all for it.
I waited 14 years for Kingdom Hearts 3, so I can wait. Just don't give me that same result of me waiting 14 years and then you give me that game. Like, no. I don't think it'll be that bad. But
honestly, I was right there with you with Final Fantasy Versus 13 that turned into Final Fantasy 15. So I feel you on that one with Kingdom Hearts 3.
Exactly. Like, and I won't spoil it because I know there's some people that still haven't like beat it yet. Can you imagine? Still haven't beat it, but let's just say if you were one of the crew that were waiting pretty much half your life for this to come out, yeah, it wasn't it, fam. That's all I can say.
I could do an entire different tangent on my feelings on Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh my god. I have another friend who's a massive Kingdom Hearts fan. And I so bad want to just get us all in the room together to just like have a breakdown and just like catharsis of like the hype that was building up to that, and then what we got. Like, that is a whole nother thing, which is, again, it's funny because we see that so much in the Sonic fandom of what people do. They tend to like hype it up to this big thing, and then it's not what they expected, and suddenly it's a bad game because of that. Not a bad game because these things are fundamentally failed and flawed and make it a bad game. So
it's just that vicious, as people call it, the Sonic cycle.
Oh,
it's
man.
vicious.
Oh man, I stopped calling it a cycle, and now I just call it a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle at this point. Like, it's just what it is. Sonic is like Sonic's like an abusive relationship, like an abusive high school relationship. Like, he's no good for you. He's always gonna do something to like let you down, but there's just something about him. You can't leave him. I feel that's how so many people feel. Oh man. Hey, Puffstar Taka. Oh, welcome. Thanks for the follow, Taka. And thanks everyone that's keeping this in the background, while we're nerding out here about Sonic. This is great. It's been great conversation. Also, Picori, please don't freeze. I hear everyone pretty much north of Missouri right now is freezing. I have some friends in Canada and Montreal who are saying it's getting down into the negative Celsius tonight. So, yeah, stay warm. No, don't become a literal ice cap zone.
As the Arctic Fox of this conversation, bring me that weather.
You want all that weather. You can have it. You can have it. Take it, please. I don't want any more cold or any more rain. I'm ready for spring. I'm ready for summer. Also, Vern, yes, ice cap zone is one of the best zones. I'll say one of the best just because the snowboarding segment at the beginning. But ice cap from Sonic Adventure is a little more memorable for me as an entire zone, but again, that's a whole nother conversation that I could get into, and I'm sure.
I mean, hell, we could do an entire episode based on like tiers for like the different Sonic zones, breaking it down per game if we really wanted to.
Dude, if you want to come for that,
real here. Yeah. If we're gonna talk about Game Gear stuff, Sunset Park Act 3 is the best thing that have since sliced bread for all of Sonic Game Gear.
Oh my god, and I'm so happy that got a feature in the Sonic Symphony.
Right?
Oh my god! Like when I tell you I squealed, I was like, that is a deep cut. Only people, because Triple Trouble is one of my favorite games in the whole series. Because I'm a huge Knack the Weasel fan,
Same.
or Fang the Sniper. Like he is my boy. I love him. Top tier for me.
I'm
Also,
about to say same here.
yeah, yeah,
Fang is always going to be my favorite antagonist from Sonic. Period.
yes. I'm gonna have to have you back when we start ranking like Sonic characters and like maybe Sonic zones, like ice zones and everything, because those are topics we can definitely get into for 3 hours. Like, you may not think it, anyone out there who's listening, like, you may not think it. You may be like, oh, of course they can talk about it for 3 hours. No, 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 no. We can talk about that for 3 hours. Like, you don't even know. You don't even know. but but yeah. So like final thoughts on like 2021 in the Sonic verse. Like, what were your final like wrap up thoughts as we got to New Year's Eve? Like, how did you feel? How did you feel about it? Not the
I mean,
30th, because technically we're still in that. So just 2021.
yeah. I mean, in terms of 2021, like I thought it was solid from honestly a fan perspective. Because Sage and the Sonic hacking contest from this last year were just stellar.
Yeah.
So many great entries from passionate fans, so many great ROM hacks, so many great like additions to, like the randomizer, but also just hacks for the PC stuff. I really think the Sonic fans knocked it out of the park this year.
Yeah.
In terms of like official Sega stuff, I don't think anything for me personally is going to beat that 30th Symphony Orchestra.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, So I think like altogether, like 2021 was I possibly could have wanted a little bit more to sink my teeth into, but for what we got, I'm very satisfied with.
Yeah, same. I thought overall it was a pretty good year. It was way less empty than 2021 in terms of like community stuff and like stuff for the community. It kind of felt like back to the late 2000s where Sega was really involved with the community, and then the community itself was really a buzz about like what can we do with like, Sonic games, or like, what sort of concepts can we put them into that are actually thought out. Like again, like Sage this year was really great. Saw some really good things, especially with like open level design, open concept design. So, and we all know that Sega's always looking at that stuff. So it was really great to see when they announced Frontiers. It was kind of like a culmination of like all this cool stuff we've been seeing, kind of this like resurgence of Sonic. And I'll say that was probably like the best thing for me this year, is just seeing Sonic sort of get like mainstream again, like starting to get mainstream. Like, I saw a lot more stuff out in public, like merchandise again, like about Sonic. A lot more things mentioned.
Like
Yeah,
like with like the merchandise, the advertisements, it felt like I like stepped back into like the late 90s, early millennia when like the Dreamcast and Adventure 1 and Adventure 2 were like really selling the franchise, and
yeah.
it was kind of hard to like not escape from Sonic anywhere near you.
Oh
I
man,
got like that nostalgic sense in me again this year, just seeing like Sonic explode from a merchandising
yeah.
standpoint.
Yeah, dude. If I was like anywhere between the ages of like 5 and 9 right now, I would be losing my mind. Like, I feel in a few years there are going to be a group of fans that are kind of like we are now, that had that good era of growing up with Sonic, and it always happens if you notice. Like, kind of every 10 years. Like,
Mm-hmm.
for me, it was like the early '90s, all that Sonic mania, and then like the resurgence in the 2000s, which that bred a lot of fans, and then yeah, you had all of that got into it from Game Boy Advance, or the people like in the fandom doing a lot of content now. So I think we'll see that in another 10 years of like those that grew up with the Sonic movie,
Mm-hmm.
grow up to say things, and then they'll also be the ones defending Lost World and say, "Hey, it's actually a
Yep.
good game."
I'm I'm waiting for that to happen. It happens every single time.
Yeah,
There's like that one game that gets a bad rep from everyone, and then like half a decade later, well, you know what? It actually wasn't all that bad.
yeah, yeah.
And then it
And then they're gonna
like
be then it's gonna cause a divide in the community, and they're gonna be like, "No, guys, you're supposed to always say you hate it." Guess what? Spoiler alert: and anyone out there who's like listening, like, you're allowed to like bad games. it's okay if you had fun with bad games and liked it. It doesn't mean you're saying it's a good game. You're just saying you had fun with it, and that's okay. That is totally 100% okay. Oh man, and just looking at chat, I was laughing because Picori was like, I was keeping up, I was in there, I was good, and then they started talking about triple trouble. Like, what's a triple trouble? Uh, yeah, no. Sonic has a lot of games. People just know the surface ones or the ones you hear about every time someone says Sonic's transition in 3D was rough. But no, it goes deep. The lore goes deep, and trust me, week after week, like if you tune in here, you're gonna you're
I
gonna
mean, about to say,
you're gonna
like,
get educated a lot.
I mean, with Triple Trouble, like, how
Yeah.
hyped are you to continue to watch the Genesis remake of Triple Trouble continue
Oh,
to develop?
oh my God, that's gonna be amazing. I've been following that since day one. I'm excited for it. I'm just ready for them to go ahead and get to Sunset Park Act 3 so I can see how they
Mm-hmm.
execute it. But
Mm-hmm.
they're almost
Mm-hmm.
there. They're almost there. But the music, everything sounds good. But again, that will go into on another time. We Sonic fan games are a whole nother thing, and yeah, no, we're gonna have to dive into that because I have a few that are my favorites that we could talk about. But for now, what I want to do, I think we're good. We cleared 2021. We got it out the way. And so now we know kind of where we are in the fandom and like with Sonic as a whole. Now we're gonna take it back. We're gonna look at some anniversaries and we're gonna rank them. But first, I'm gonna give everybody a break because that was probably a lot of information to process, especially if you hopped in just in the middle of this. You're like, okay, they're talking about Sonic, but what? What's an Origins? What's a Frontiers? No, I know it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. So
What are these? What are these two babbling on about? What the fuck?
things, just watch. You'll. That's why you'll have to watch the VOD. You'll have to just catch back up. Trust me, this is great coffee conversation or tea or water, however you take your mornings. This will be great to listen back to and just kind of catch up. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a break, just about 5 maybe 10 minutes, probably 5. Just take a break, and when we come back, Seth, we're gonna break down some anniversaries and start ranking them, and you will see it will be my rankings against your rankings, and we'll see how we match up or how we stop being friends tonight. We're gonna see. We're gonna see.
Ooh, let
Oh
the
man.
bad takes begin.
Yes. So, so everyone, stick around, stay tuned. We'll be right back. And this is E ranked, and we're actually gonna start tearing stuff up right after this. a chance to run, use the restroom, grab a snack, as we settle in here for the second half. For all my East Coast listeners, hope you're settling in for a nice wind down for the evening when we get ready to chat about some rankings here and rank some Sonic Anniversaries.
I nearly forgot to unmute myself. I was about to start talking, and it's like,
Oh,
wait a minute.
I would
There's
have
a blinking red light on my microphone. That's not good.
I would I would have loved it. No, what would have been better is if I would have been talking this whole time. My mic would have been muted, and everyone's like, "We can't hear you, yo." So no,
What's going on?
We're both good, but no. If you just tuned in, and I'll up my volume a bit here. If you're just tuning in, we are currently going over just the what happened in 2021 in Sonic. We talked about that earlier in the show. We're about to go through some of the Sonic anniversaries, and I'm here, of course, with my guest, Sefhigwind, a good friend of mine, who also streams. And just because we've had a few people join in and stuff, if you want to tell people who you are, Seth, again, just let them know. That'd be great.
Yeah, I'm just a insane Arctic Fox fluff boy streamer. I can't. I'm done. It's so horrible. I'm a variety streamer here on Twitch. I do really insane, crazy challenges. Usually every third Friday of the month is a Sonic night for me. Monday nights, I do game completions where we pick a game and we play it as many weeks as it takes to beat it. Right now, in the middle of playing a Mega Man Battle Network Shuffler, where I am shuffled between the 6 Mega Man Battle Network games without rhyme or reason and trying to remember exactly all I've done is next to impossible, but it is a boatload of fun.
Awesome. And of course, that's why you watch it back, and then you get to look at your own self play, but then also be like, oh, I did that? Wow.
So Picori has actually been doing a stellar job at doing like creative writing prompts and typing up a scenario for each of the Battle Network games to actually go over what has happened story wise for each of the streams.
Yeah.
So granted, I go back to like watch the VOD to like highlight and like actually break it apart accordingly. But I've just been relying on Picori's like top tier sarcastic, witty humor to help me remember where we are story wise, and it's been perfect.
Nice. Oh man, that seems awesome. And yeah, no, I was glad he was able to kind of like join us tonight as we go through all this. Shame you had to go to sleep early, but I'd love to see what he comes up with this crazy situation we have. And thanks, Thomas Dobie, for letting me know. Did try to tweak with the audio a little bit, so let me know if it's still quiet. We can adjust it, or just crank your speakers to 11, and like don't care about your neighbors. Just crank it to 11, and you can
good old fashioned Spinal Tap 11, baby. Let's go.
Exactly. Crank it all the way to 11. Let the neighbors hear that we're talking about Sonic. Let whoever is a guest in your house hear about we're talking about Sonic. Like, just let's do it.
And if they're not a Sonic fan, boy howdy, will they either be incredibly curious after this or morbidly terrified after this.
Oh man, boy will they. And speaking of that, I'm gonna bring it up. It's time to finally get into this. We've had a chance to catch up. Now I'm gonna show you. Now it looks simple at first. This nice tier, right? Just S rank, A rank, B rank, D rank, E rank. We don't do C rank here. There's no middle ground. It's either gonna be good, great, awesome, outstanding, or in the E tier. That's where it's gonna be. So we have.
I'm actively going over like all of the C rank dialogue voices from Adventure 2 in my head right now, by the way.
Oh my god. Meanwhile, I'm hearing the E rank music from Sonic Unleashed constantly playing in my ear.
Yes.
That's what I'm hearing. Uh, but yeah, here we go. Five great what no 6 anniversaries we've had at this point. So what we're gonna do is get them all in order real quick here. Get them in order. So I'll be on the left side here, and you'll be on the right. And what we're gonna do is go through each anniversary. Uh, Tell me your highlights and why that made you put it where you did. And you'll have to tell a little bit about your experiences with that anniversary, and then at the end of the explanation, then let me know where you place it. So let's see. What I'm gonna do so we can make this fair is we're gonna flip a coin, and
Oh Lord.
I have my trusty coin flipping technology here. So if it's heads, I'll go. If it's tails, you'll go. Cause
See, this is when it's revealed. He just has like Saban's double-sided head coin from Final Fantasy VI and isn't telling me about it.
no, of course not. Of course not. Actually, there is no coin. Let me see. So we're flipping. Wow, it's actually heads, and as I do not have a two-sided coin, it's actually heads. I. It is. You know what? You don't believe me? I can show you. I can even show you it. That is heads. That is heads. Fair flip.
Oh, I love it. I love it so much.
Oh gosh. All right. So here I'll go first, and of course we're gonna start with Sonic's 5th. Now the 5th anniversary was 1996, and for me, this was a D rank because this was the Dark Ages for me. Nothing that I can remember really significantly happened here. By this point, Sonic was done being in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Sonic Mania was pretty much, kind of fizzled out, and we were in the Saturn era. So for me, I there's not much that can be said about the 5th anniversary from my end. That's where I will put that one. Now, where does it rank for you? What would you say?
See, here's the thing. Sonic and I share the exact same birth year. So, for Sonic's 5th was also when I was 5. So, honestly, 96 was when I was jumping ship over to the N64. But I was still playing Sonic a lot on my Genesis. So, out of all the things that really happened in that, I don't really have a whole lot of fond memories outside of I think that was the year I was able to complete my very first Red Sphere Blue Sphere special stage and not make a muckery of everything, as well as able to actually get through Sonic 3 original before moving on to the locked on content.
Wow.
But if I were to think of it from an anniversary year as a total, I would probably have to say, probably D as well.
All right. So you're going D tier. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really have a lot of memories of that to really go from there.
And same. I wouldn't call it bad. It was just at that weird time in Sonic, and he didn't celebrate it. There wasn't even a logo for it yet.
I'll be honest with you. I didn't even think a logo existed.
No.
Is this official or is this a fan creation?
No, this is official, free to use. Of course, yeah. No, there was not one. But since Sonic always likes to celebrate every 5 years, we had to talk about the 5th. So, all right.
Because I'm not gonna lie, when I saw that 5M, I'm like, wait a minute, what? Really? No, it can't be.
All right. So now this is the next one we get into, Sonic's 10th, and I'll let you start off on this one. Like, let me know. And if we want, sentiment can be a part of this. It's our opinions, but I want to hear, what about, where would you put like Sonic's 10th? Like, first tell me like kind of about your experiences, and then we'll see about where we put it.
So Sonic's 10th for me was when I finally got a chance to actually play 3D Sonic, because my best friend was the one that had the Dreamcast. I had the GameCube. Um, I've got fond memories of going over to his place and playing Adventure One and not knowing how to get into Casinopolis Zone because we just could never put two and two together to use the light speed dash on the Trail of Rings to hit the big F off button on the top. So never really saw anything past that, which is kind of sad. Um, but I'll never forget getting that issue of Nintendo Power in the mail, and it had a giant expose of Sonic's coming to GameCube. We're bringing Adventure 2 over with unlocking all of the multiplayer content right away, so you didn't have to like spend time using emblems to unlock the multiplayer characters. And it's going to be a celebration of Sonic making his grand appearance on Nintendo. And I lost my collective shit because I didn't think in my wildest years that I would ever see Sonic on a Nintendo platform. Because while people were like, "Oh, this is, oh, you were part of the console wars, weren't you?" I'm like, "You need to understand. I was Sweden during the fucking console wars. I had an NES and a Sega Genesis. So I had all of my Nintendo love and all of my Sega love in the same household. The only time I touched a Super Nintendo was going over to my best friend's house to watch him play Final Fantasy VI, do co-op Donkey Kong Country, and Super Mario World. And even when the N64 came out, yeah, I didn't do anything with the Saturn, but I still had my Genesis. So I was literally Sweden for the entirety of the console war, not really taking any side.
See, and then like for me, it was, let's see, it was based on pretty much what like Santa brought us for like Christmas. Like, thankfully, everything started from my memory with Sega Genesis. We had an NES before then, but then like really like the Genesis was it, like playing Streets of Rage and everything. So I was always team Sega, except for this newfangled thing called PlayStation came along. Like, that was, yeah. Also, welcome to the chat, Bamani.
Bamani!
Yes, if you're just joining in, we are putting our friendship to the test. We are, this is a show called E-Ranked. We're ranking different things, and today we're doing Sonic's anniversaries that he's had every 5 years. So far, we agree. We agree. We've ranked the first anniversary on the same level, pretty much. But now we're getting into the 10th anniversary. And for me, this was a huge year, right? Because first off, Sonic Adventure 2 was coming out, and I remember going to a friend's sleepover and playing it and being like, oh my god, because the first time I played Sonic Adventure was actually on a family trip to Disney, back when Sega had that square footage inside of Interventions.
Oh yeah, an Epcot.
Yeah, actually had to play that. Buried somewhere in our family photo archives is a picture of little, like, 10, 11-year-old me in front of this massive Sonic painting, just like with the biggest grin on my face. Like, this has been a lifelong thing. But yeah, that was the year in 2001 when it was like the happiest worst time ever, because I played earlier that year at a sleepover, got to play a bit of Sonic Adventure 2. I was like, this is awesome. Sonic talks, this is cool. Who's this bat? Who's this really cool edgelord? I don't know, but I love this because it's for internet days.
Oh yeah, I forgot. In 2001, the birth year of Edgy the Hedgy.
Yeah, and speaking of edgy, yeah, no, Thomas, I agree. Like, he's the same way as me. Came in there, like, was pretty much split between Sega and Nintendo, and then jumped in on the PlayStation bandwagon. And of course, we all know, if you're in any sort of fandom that involves, Tails, not the Sonic character Tails. I mean, like Animal Tails. You got into PlayStation 2 for a whole bunch of other reasons, like.
Hi there, Sly.
Hi, Ratchet. That was my character. But yes, back to like the 10th anniversary. Like I played it. I was like, this is amazing. At the time, that was like the one of the most powerful systems still out there. And then May comes along and they announce that Sega's no longer making consoles. And I remember that just being like one of the first days that like I felt like this sadness, and I was like, what is this feeling? I hate this. As a kid, it was my first time really experiencing like true like loss, and I was just like, man, Sega's leaving the game, and I was like, I gotta get it. I gotta get a Dreamcast. And of course, you know, they kept being sold out everywhere because everyone was buying them because, of course, they're about to, you know, bite the dust. And I remember it was the last gift I got on Christmas. Very last gift. It was almost like a Christmas story, like buried back behind like the Christmas tree in like this like box of like, it said frozen fish on the outside. Like I open it and inside is a Dreamcast, the controller, the blue controller that I wanted. So like all that like back there, and a sealed brand new copy of Sonic Adventure 2, and it was the 10th anniversary edition. So when you remove the disc, it has the big 10th symbol. Yep, it was. Oh my god, I was so happy, and I have kept that thing like to this day. That was like, yes, like one of the best memories. And then of course like just one of the best games ever. Like people don't understand, like even for some like OG Sonic Adventure 2, I didn't really play a lot of Battle because I had the Dreamcast version. And spoiler alert, I'm kind of a purist about that. I'm like, dude, I can't get Battle. Like I have to respect the original like artistic intent.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you. Even though I've pumped so many hours into Battle, when I finally get a chance to play like Dreamcast Adventure 2 proper, because I didn't pick up my Dreamcast until 2008.
Oh my god.
From like a retro game store for about $50 for the console.
And like Bamani's over here saying, you know, that I got my Dreamcast late.
Oh no, I got mine hella late. But of course, like my first two games for the console, Space Channel 5.
Yes, good.
Jet Set Radio.
Good choice.
Sonic Shuffle. Sonic Shuffle was my third game for it.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Dude. Really? Okay.
It's okay. My fourth game was Adventure 2. It's good. I promise you. It's good. I will still stand by my comment. People say Mario Party kills friendships. Nah, fam. There is nothing better than playing 4-player Sonic Shuffle with 4 VMUs so no one can be a cheating little asshole and watching things get destroyed and then questioning why Eggman is an all-gold sequence selling magic tickets in a park bench.
Yeah. No. That... I can't bring. I want to own Sonic Shuffle, but I can't bring myself to play Sonic Shuffle. And like, quick side note,
I will change that.
You know what? If I could figure out how to properly, you know, get all this stuff to, you know, play on stream, I want to go through a Sonic Party night because, quick side note here, a lot of people don't know, of course. There's Sonic Shuffle, but Sonic and the Secret Rings actually had a really solid party mode, a full-on Mario Party mode with a whole set of maps, all these characters, a whole set of mini games, and it's actually
was the best part of that game.
Yes. And I hate that it's actually legitimately good. I'm like, so this is where all the dev time went. But yeah, no, like the 10th anniversary, like for me, I'm gonna say for me it was S tier, not only for sentimental value, but just for Sonic Adventure 2 alone, which was just such a good game. It just had everything you could want, especially if you were like a teenager at the time. It had, you know, like edgy, like music, like the city escape theme is more than enough. And then like shadow and it's just so many things that like built up. And you could tell it was like the console's like swan song, and they went out in style like every way they could. So I feel
Now,
like
granted,
yeah,
while I played the honestly inferior GameCube port, I will have to agree with you on that. Like, there's so many things about Adventure 2 that to me make it a classic. That no matter how many times people say that, like, oh, Adventure 2 hasn't aged well, I don't, I can't bring myself to agree with them
no, no,
because the hours I spent in the game alone from like chow raising, but also the story, the characters, the fucking amazing soundtrack, and the sense of accomplishment when you finally get your 180th emblem and unlock a 3D rendition of Green Hill Zone out of
yes,
nowhere.
yes, and
It's
yes, and
oof.
at this time, like for those who don't know, like at this time, like 3D Green Hill nothing existed. Okay, this was like the first time like seeing a classic level in 3D. We didn't have Generations yet. We didn't have any of that. So
Like,
this was
this
yeah.
was also before the time before Green Hill became so horrendously overused.
Yes. So like to unlock that was amazing. So yeah, no. Just
But it was also a nice unlock reward because, even with, as I mentioned before, with the GameCube version, you had all of the extra characters unlocked right off the bat. But for the Dreamcast version, it was like every 20 emblems you got a new character for multiplayer, I think.
yeah.
Um which was already a much better unlock goal than Adventure 1 because Adventure 1 it was just the yeah, I did it.
Yeah. You
Why
got
did I do this again?
nothing.
It wouldn't be till like the director's cut, which say what you will about it, I honestly prefer DX over Vanilla Adventure
Okay.
because I
Nope.
like the
Nope.
mission mode. I
Get out of
like.
here. Your mic's been cut. You're done. We're going home.
I
That's it.
told you, hot takes are coming. Hot takes are coming. But like, I like the mission mode. I like having the Game Gear library, and I like the fact that you actually are when you get your final emblem, you get a really good Metal Sonic skin for Sonic for all of his stages.
That is true. It does have a lot more to give. I just wish the actual like base game that you're paying for didn't neuter so much that they got right in the original. Mainly the lighting engine. The lighting
Well,
engine just bugs me, and the fact that they
oh,
changed
hmm
the Station Square City Hall from brick to this like bland gray building.
oh
But
yeah, no, I
that's
agree with you on that one, and that's why usually when I talk about Adventure One, I'm talking about the Steam version with all the wonderful Dreamcast conversion mods to it.
yes. Okay. Okay. That yes, because I've yet to experience that because I have my OG one, so I've been playing that a lot. But I want to do that. Actually, no, I have to do that because, like I said, I don't know if you heard, I'm working my way to complete every mainline Sonic title before the release of Sonic Movie 2. So I got
Ooh,
like yeah, I got a lot ahead of me, but so far halfway through Sonic 2 right now, only because I'm trying to get the good ending. But and this is only after starting on Tuesday, so yeah, doing that every Tuesday, starting to knock down all those games. But we're gonna have to get to the eventual. Uh, the one we're
yep.
gonna have to do. But
See, it's
that
it's it's
yeah
funny. It's funny that you're doing that because that's honestly what I've done on the 23rd of June. Like for the last couple of years,
yeah
I've basically just marathoned Sonic games, starting with like one through I think Sonic R was like the very first stream I did. Then like the next year was like all of Adventure One and Adventure Two, then Heroes, then Edgy the Hedgy, then '06. Last year was Unleashed,
yeah
which means this year will be Colors. So
yeah
I do something similar, but not as often as you're doing it.
yeah. No, I'm gonna. It's as we get to the bigger like mid 2000 titles, it's gonna be hard. But yeah, no, that's good because that you know fire trash of a game '06 does have a lot to play with the next anniversary. But I want to see where you rank the 10th anniversary in the
Oh,
grand scheme of
it's
things.
it's also an S for me because this was when I could finally do proper 3D Sonic. Granted, on a Nintendo console, not amazing as the Dreamcast, but that will always hold a special place in my heart. Coming home from school one day and seeing that my mom, out of the grace of her heart, found a copy of Adventure 2 on the GameCube and bought it for me.
Nice. Oh my
Um,
god.
and just spending hours up in my room just going through the story and just being amazed at what 3D Sonic was at that point in time.
Yeah, man. It's such a good game. Like I could go on about like that point in my life for so much, but if we had all night, I definitely would. But no, it was funny because going from that leads like right into the next anniversary because it was a very shaky time. You didn't know if Sonic was gonna, be around. Then found its legs on the GameCube, and then of course Heroes comes out, which at the time it was really good. I had the PS2 version, so I always felt a little bit gypped, and of course it was really buggy, but I liked it. It was the first game I ever like earned my way and paid for, so it always holds a special place. But Sonic was still in a good place. He was still getting Happy Meal toys. He was still doing everything. Like Sonic was.
They had a like peanut butter and pretzel snack based off of him.
Yeah, like early 2000s, like early to mid 2000s, Sonic was still on top. Sonic was still doing good, even amongst all these new guys coming in. They were competing with Sonic. I mean, you had like Ty the Tasmanian Tiger, Crash. Like everyone was still competing with Sonic because he was like
I
on top, like an icon.
does anyone in the chat actually remember Ty? Because I feel like most people don't remember Ty nowadays, despite him
Yeah,
getting like HD remasters of 1 and 2 on like the Switch and Steam.
yeah. And I'm looking because I'm like, let's see. Yeah, I wonder if Umani has because I see he's throwing a lot of love towards Vanilla Sonic Adventure 1, but like yeah, any of those early like mid 2000 like platformers like what like Ty and
Oh, the kangaroo.
yep, Scalar is one I always bring up to people. I'm like, man, that's a deep cut. That's a deep cut. You really know you were into 3D platformers in the early 2000s if you played Scalar. I've heard Ty. I've heard of him. No, but money
The
actually.
Acrobat, man, that's the
Arrow
that's
the
the 90s dark days, with like Awesome Possum and
No,
Busby the Bobcat.
it's like all I can say is we don't talk about Arrow. No, no, no. We don't do that here. No.
I mean, if we were to talk about like 90s platformers that I think deserve a second chance, I think Gex needs one, but that's just me.
No, you and everyone that's a fan of Scott the Waz. He's on YouTube, and like one of the running jokes is one of his friends is really into Gex. I played a lot of Gex 1. I definitely played a lot of Gex 1, but the humor has not aged well at all. But yeah, no. Like you were saying, Sonic had inspired like all these gaming, icons and everything, and still on top, still doing good. We're going up. We're hyped. 15th anniversary's coming, baby. Like we had Riders coming. We had
Good game.
God, we had all these games coming. I think it was Riders. I think there was a couple of GBA titles that were released.
I think that was also around the time that Rush made its appearance on the DS.
Yes, that was the other one. It was Rush, Riders, and some other game. I'm forgetting some other game. What was that game? Do you remember? I know exactly what it was. It was Sonic the Hedgehog 1 for the Game Boy Advance. That's what it was. That's right. That's the game, right? Right? No. It was Sonic 06. It was Sonic
Man,
06. All right, we have to talk about it. 15th anniversary. What happened?
So, so here's the thing. I feel like my 15th anniversary experience is going to be way different than yours.
Okay.
Mainly because the 15th anniversary is when I really started finding my footing on the internet. I actually joined like the Sonic Stadium message boards around this time. Very fond memories of like getting into like Sonic discussion with people, doing the
Same.
Sonic Olympics where we would compete for Chaos Emeralds, doing these really
Yeah.
amazing like challenges and stuff.
Yeah, I was on there too, by the way. I didn't know you were on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But do you remember the 15th anniversary website they created?
Yes.
Where people could submit like their own sprite comics. They could like talk about their love for the franchise, and of course, my favorite thing, they had the weekly photo contest.
Yeah.
That if you submitted a photo that they liked enough, you would get an official 15th anniversary shirt. Do you remember this?
Yes. Yes, because I remember trying to compete to win that.
I actually have one. I was one of the winners of that 15th anniversary shirt.
I'm so
I
jealous.
still have it.
I'm so jealous.
And I don't know if you remember this, but my picture that won it was of me, dorky 15-year-old Seth, pretending to be hogtied with Shadow pointing an airsoft gun to my head with a handwritten note saying, "Help me."
Oh my god. You know, I think I remember that. I know if it won, it's still logged on the Wayback Machine inside of the 15th anniversary site. They still have all the assets. It's got to be there. I got to look it up.
So I don't know why that won. I literally threw that shit together in like 10 minutes after I found out that there was a contest for shirts. But somehow I fucking did.
Oh my god.
And it was the hypest day for me. Getting in contact with like Dreadnux, confirming addresses, talking with him for a little bit.
Yeah.
Shipping from the UK, and then coming home one day from junior high, and there's a parcel waiting for me from the United Kingdom, and it is that 15th anniversary shirt that I wore with pride.
That's so awesome.
So despite the utter train wreck that is Sonic 06, which, as fate would have it, was also my very first game to own on the Xbox 360, which was a shiny Christmas gift under the tree. I've got a lot of fond memories of the 15th anniversary from a community standpoint alone.
Yes.
To me, when I think about gaming of the 15th anniversary, I do go towards Rush. I go towards writers. I do remember playing 06, but honestly, it's mostly a lot of the community stuff for me.
Yeah.
Is why I have a lot of softness and fondness for the 15th anniversary. So to be fair, I would put the 15th as an A rank for me.
All right, you would put it as an A rank. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we'll keep it right there. And I feel this is where we're gonna start dividing ways, because for myself, I remember the 15th, and I was around the same age. Remember all the community stuff was so hyped. It was such a build up. I kid you not, remember spending 2 days to download that leaked E3 footage of Sonic Next, because at the time it was Sonic Next. Like, oh man, the hype was there. Every trailer that came out, every time a version of his world came out, like I was on top, like everything. I was going through all my old Sonic games, like I was full like Sonic hype.
So here's the real question when it came to that download, and anyone who was around in 2005 will know and appreciate this. Did you use LimeWire?
No. I actually I had an FTP because like fast forward, and I'm laughing because I'm looking at chat and Bomani's just like bless your heart with you on Sonic 06, but
I said, it was my first 360 game. To be fair, my second 360 game was Splinter Cell Double Agent, so I had a bad game and a great game. So hey, it worked out.
So see, I was excited for the PS3 version because that was what I was getting for Christmas. A PS3, a shiny PS3, and this was going to be my game for it. And I just remember after downloading this off the FTP, because when I was on Sonic Stadium, I actually helped out a lot with the radio, internet radio, Sega Sonic Radio over there. So I was able to.
Oh shit! All right.
Yeah, I was yeah, a small world. Like I was a DJ on there.
Oh, fuck me! I actually shit. No, I remember your stuff actually.
No way.
Yeah, yeah, I do. Honestly.
Oh my freaking god. Oh my god. Chat, we're having a moment right now. Yeah, I was over there. I used to do my stuff on Saturdays. Yeah. So I was one of the select few who had admin privileges to the FTP site, so that's how I was able to download that without using like Kazaa or LimeWire and getting a virus. But still took 2 days. So yeah, I remember looking at all that, was so hyped, and then to have all that hype and then play Sonic 06 like and have it be what it was just so unfinished, so bad, and I was just like, what happened? Everything was just like bad. Like there had been like buggy games before, like Heroes, but nothing had ever been like just unplayably bad, and the PlayStation 3 version was even worse. So like,
oh no, yeah. it absolutely is, because so 2 years ago, so 2020, when it came around for Sonic 06's time in the limelight, I was so used to the 360 version, I was not prepared for the mess that was the PS3 version, because I no longer have a 360.
Yeah.
I still have my PS3, so I found the PS3 copy at a pawn shop for $2. I didn't realize that Shadow's mathematician side mission would crash not only the game, but also the system as well.
It was so bad. That's what I was stuck with. That's what I had. That was my Sonic 06, and I to have that, and then because at this point we're in high school, so it's already like Sonic was like for when we were kids, amongst all my friends, but then this comes out, and then it's just like to go from this cool thing that tied everyone together to just like this laughing stock. Like the fall from grace was just so bad, and like that is what I remember the 15 for. But the saving graces, I will say, were getting Rush, which was one of the first good 2D Sonic games after the Advanced series that everyone agreed on, and then Riders, while hard, it was different enough.
It was also satisfying.
Yeah, and
like being able to pull off like tricks, high jumps, long jumps, and just the sense of accomplishment beating that hard as hell story mode. It was a very satisfying game. It's still like one of my favorite racers on the GameCube, next to like Double Dash for me.
It is. It and F-Zero ZX are two of my favorite like racer games, like arcade style racers from that era on the GameCube. So good, and like the opening scene alone, like that was the thing, like Sonic Riders had so much flavor. It was just like it had an identity. That opening scene was just so like good and like well animated. Like that is the Sonic I miss, like when it had like flavor. Now it's like Karen bringing a raisin potato salad to the picnic. It's like, no one wants your bland potato salad. Give me flavor. I want flavor back. At least we were failing with...
I honestly want to see like an entire Sonic game done in that animation style of the writer's opening,
Oh my god, that
just with like the harshness and of the shadows. It was so fucking stylized. Like it that
yes,
was literally drip right there.
yes,
Is the
yes,
best way to describe the writer's opening. Is
yes.
just drip.
It was so good, and like I always point people to it. I'm like, you got to give it a chance. But I also tell them how to search for the tutorial video. I'm like, you're gonna want to find this first. Don't just jump in because it is a pretty advanced game. But like this, yeah, no, this will help you. This will lead you in the right way. But I definitely love it, and it was one of the things that kind of saved the whole 15th anniversary for me. So I think that helps with my rankings from keeping it just out of straight like E rank territory. Like
Hmm.
we're not there, but I for me it was a B. For me it was a B. And just because the impact that Sonic 06 left for me from that, just like from my experiences, and then just like to the fandom as a whole, like it really did a lot of damage, and kind of had Sonic like limping along for like the next long while. So
Hmm.
yeah, so that's where I put it. So
It's cute because people are always like, "Oh, you can't like no one can find anything good about Sonic 06." I'm like, actually, no, I can because I really enjoyed the soundtrack to that game. Um, I'm I am a Silver fan. I
yeah,
enjoyed Silver the Hedgehog. I love seeing how that character has evolved over the years, and that wouldn't have happened if he was not introduced in that game.
yeah.
I will still say that like Dream of an Absolution is probably one of my favorite character themes
Oh
in the
my god,
franchise.
yes, yes. I agree with every point of that. Like, it's one of my favorites. It kicked off Lee Brotherton, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. It kicked off his whole career.
Hmm.
Like, he was just like this underground, basically a SoundCloud singer. Did this thing. The community showed so much support that it got his name out there in the UK.
Yep.
And then he started doing all this cool like cover albums of Japanese pop songs, and then went on to do his own stuff. And now he's living his best life. So it's just
Yeah.
so cool to see that. Also, fun fact about Dreams of an Absolution is it actually, I believe, either samples or uses the same key progression as Music Sounds Better With You by Stardust, which was actually a ghost written project from Daft Punk.
Did not know that.
Yeah, so go listen to Stardust Music Sounds Better With You, and then go listen to Dreams of an Absolution, and you're going to be like, they're the same song. It's the same image. They're the same
It's
song.
it's the Jepsons and Ice Cap Zone all over again.
Oh my god. That, yeah. Sonic 3 and its musical musical legalities is a whole nother conversation. Like, I man, I'm still finding stuff out to this day about all of that. Like, I think everyone is.
Hmm.
uh, I'm looking at chat. Bamani Trunks the Hedgehog. Yeah, yeah. No. That's I made it. So before we move on to the next anniversary, I want to close with this. I made a tweet a few days ago saying Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 is my favorite shonen anime. I'm not wrong.
You're not.
I'm not wrong.
You're not.
I mean, you got your Vegeta in Shadow, overcoming his stuff, and then you got your weird romance going on. Sonic is Goku basically, because I mean he dies and gets brought back. He's Goku by 7 magical orbs. He's Goku, and then yeah, Silver is straight up Trunks. Silver is straight up Trunks. It's my favorite shonen anime, and that's why I love Sonic 06. Just it's a broken mess, but it's an enjoyable mess. Like, it's you can tell they were trying. It's just they needed a little bit longer in the oven, and it was
I
just
still
yeah.
say that the late King Soliana wins Dad of the Year award that year
Let me
because
just
when you really think about it and break down the whole Elise thing,
yes,
it boils down to King is greedy. King wants to have unlimited power,
Yeah.
tampers with his own ethereal god, realizes he, royally screws the pooch, and decimates his entire scientific community. Then spends the next time taking his unconscious daughter and sealing the flames of disaster within her legs, because that's the only reason why Elise has bright
Right.
orange creamsicle
Yes.
legs on her. And the entire time while he's doing the sealing process is, it's okay, my sweetie. Everything's okay. I
Yeah.
may be dying, but you're brave.
Yeah.
You're strong.
Yeah.
Just remember, don't cry. If you
Yeah.
utter one single tear, you're dooming the entire world to a fiery fate worse than hell itself.
Right.
But you're strong. I love you. I'm going to die
Yes.
now.
Ugh. Right. Just like, even though it's like a freaking like 8-year-old kid who's gonna be like a princess and running a country in her early like teens, don't cry. Of course, don't, before you even have any emotional maturity. Of course, just suppress all your emotions. Way to go, Dad. Way to go, King Soliana. Dad of the years. Just suppress your emotions. That's how life works. Don't let anything leak out. Nope. Because if you do, all of humanity and existence as we know it dies. Like,
That is always my favorite plot point to bring up anytime I talk about '06. Is like, oh well, you know the story of the king, right? Oh no, you were too focused on Sonic and Elise locking lips. Man,
yeah,
that's not the most fucked up part of this game.
yeah.
Let me tell you the real story.
God, Sonic 06 gave us the best laughs and the best villain. Like, how it can such a bad game give us one of the most like complex for now. Everyone,
It
this
was
is
also
for
like the
Sonic,
last time Eggman was sadistic again.
right? Right. Even though looking back now, that Eggman looks like Jim Carrey Eggman, but it's funny how we just come full circle like that. Like, but yeah, no, that was the thing. That game, it was just like, if only they had spent time and like kept the game like baking in the oven, they would have had something good. And by God, we got it for Sonic's 20th. Okay? Sonic Generations. We got it. We finally got a good game, and in my opinion, what was a good anniversary. Everything post '06 was Sega fixing Sonic, getting him back on track. Unleashed was, while not everyone's favorite, it was a favorite of, it was accepted by a lot in the community, and a lot of journalists and people could see the goodwill. And then you had, some of the handheld titles building up good rapport, and then you had Sonic Colors, of course, everyone at the time liked that, and it was like Sonic Cycle Broken. And then you get to Sonic's 20th, 2011, Sonic Generations. Man, what a good game. Now, I will say, like, it's a little asterisk. I don't give a lot of credit to a clip show, but it is a good game. I will say that. But Sonic's 20th anniversary, like, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts?
I love, like, Generations. To me, just like, it knocked it out of the park. It took what Colors built upon and made Colors just that much better. It honestly pushed the Colors formula to a place where I wanted it to be. And honestly, I did not mind the clip show format. To me, the 20th was a fantastic celebration of the many years that Sonic has existed. I honestly can't think of any better way to celebrate that than with Generations. And that's going with like both the console version and the 3DS version. Because, the 3DS version, we got a chance to like re-experience Mushroom Hill Zone. We got a really unique 2D take on Emerald Coast.
And I'm still on
Getting
the
a chance
search
to
for
like
that
revisit
side note.
Rush again. Also, different bosses on the 3DS version, like fighting
right.
Big Hand from 3, and God, bringing back nightmares right there.
Yeah.
It it's just perfect.
It was
From like all of the bonus music for like all of the mission stages being callbacks to, you know, oh, don't blank on it now, but like having like a Supersonic Racing remix.
yeah.
A remix of "You're My Hero," the ending credit theme from
Right.
Sonic 3D Blast. That
Yeah.
blew my mind.
And the two like takeaways for me, like of as far as that soundtrack that made it for me was the Hub World Dreams of an Absolution remix. I don't care if it's a 20-second loop. I will listen to a 10-hour YouTube video of that. I will do it if somebody makes it. I just love that so much. And then the Door into Summer remix. Oh my god, like that was worth it alone. To go and honor Knuckles' Chaotix. Look it up. It actually, the apostrophe comes after the S. It's Knuckles' Chaotix. To honor that game with that song, I was just like, thank you. Like that was so good.
Can we also appreciate that the level designers were trolls? Because Crisis City and freaking Generations was just as bad as Crisis City in '06.
I know. I'm like, everyone's like, what's the worst level in Sonic Generations? Crisis City.
And people are like, is it really that bad? It's like I'm actually replaying Sonic 06 again.
Yeah. Now,
bottomless pits everywhere.
Yep. You get there and you're like, oh. But nods to Sega for not like shying away from it.
Oh no, I appreciate that. Like I appreciate that they go, yeah, this was a thing. Here you go. Now move on.
And then here's just a taste of Sonic Colors for those of you that didn't buy a Wii. This is a taste of it. Hey Gamer Wolf, thank you for the follow.
How's it going, Gamer? How you doing, hun?
Always good to see you around Twitch and in everyone's streams. So supportive. Thank you for joining as we are talking about Sonic.
And then, we also had the pre-order bonus of the Casino Night Zone pinball table level for Generations, which was also really cool.
Yeah.
That was also like the first Sonic game that I turned a lot of non-Sonic fans into actually playing and picking up copies of Generations.
Yes.
Where like one of my good friends, Lucas, he never really played a lot of Sonic, but something about Generations just clicked for him, and we started having speedrun competitions with the modern version of Speed Highway from Adventure 1.
Yes.
Where we would just continue to like race each other and just like continue to like beat the clock and getting seconds down on our best times. Like I haven't done that with like a friend in a long time, but to see a non-Sonic fan like jump on the Generations hype was amazing.
And that was like the most rewarding thing for me as well, just because like I had people who, oh, Sonic sucks or it's not that good, or I'd never played a Sonic game. I just hop on, and everyone as a collective were like, that one right there, that's a good one. And I was just like, it just felt so rewarding, especially with on the heels of like Sonic Colors, to be in this talk of good games, of good like Sonic games, and just like be able to be like, okay, we don't have to reference Sonic 06 or the horrible 15th anymore. We can now talk about like moving forward, what's next. This is great. So I definitely enjoyed it. I am kicking myself to this day for not asking Santa for the collector's edition of the Sonic Generations box, because I want that statue so bad.
Same.
If I ever find it while I'm out retro game hunting, I'm gonna grab it. I don't care if it's like $70. I'm gonna grab it.
If you grab it, I demand pictures.
I will. I will take pictures. They will be on my Instagram, wherever I put them. They will be there. I will take pictures. But like, man, what else happened? Because the 20th was just such a good time. Like Sonic was back in the media. I remember the dual issue of Nintendo Power at the time. I actually have those. And then we got, well, let's see. No, we got the documentary that year. That's right. We got that really cool documentary that really dove into Sonic. I enjoyed the 20th just because it was just like a good celebration of like everything to that point. And they weren't afraid to acknowledge some of the darker years of the mid 2000s. So
Yeah.
everything felt kind of celebrated, and it was good. It was like, this is the culmination of everything that got us here. Like, Sonic's still going to be here. So,
Like it was
yeah,
an anniversary that honestly felt like an anniversary to me.
yeah, yeah. I will say so. And it was just like a good collective like community. Like the whole gaming community was just like honoring Sonic, and I was just like, this is really cool. And like I said, like I think that's when First Four Figures started releasing their stuff. I do know I have a few of the Jazzware. I have a few of the Jazzware figures too that they released for the 20th. So
Mm-hmm.
like yeah, that was like a good time.
I will own that first four Tails figure one day.
Oh, I know.
One day it will be mine.
I have a friend, and they, because they saw like photos of my room. They were like, "Dude, I love your Sonic collection. Like, this looks awesome." And they're like, "Here's mine. It's not much, but like, here's mine." I was like, "Dude, just show me. I'm always excited to see people's Sonic game rooms." And he shows me, and literally, all he has is a few games and every single Sonic release first four figure since the
See,
first one. And I was
you
like,
warning bells
mm,
started going off. Says, well, it's not much. It's like, all right, cool. Where
right.
are the figures? Like from like an anime and like Gunpla figurine collector. The second someone says it's not that much, you know damn well they have like the perfect replica, real grade, high grade, $200 quality Gunpla figures just sitting there. Or they're the one that has like the actual like unicorn transformation base that's just like, all right, I appreciate you. I hate you right now, but I appreciate you.
Exactly. And I was like, I should have known. But I was like, don't be jealous. Don't be jealous. Don't be jealous. Everyone's collection is different. But god dang it. They have the ones, all of them. And then they have the ones of Tails airlifting Sonic that like lights up and everything. And I'm just like, I want it so bad. But yeah. No, that's what I miss. Is like that whole anniversary, man. Like just so many good things. I'm curious if any of chat, like if you all ever got a chance to like play Generations, because if you haven't, um, go play it. It's even available on PC, so definitely play it. And if you ever get curious enough and like it, I would definitely recommend checking out the modding community around it, because the things they've been able to do with that game,
The
I
modding community is
yeah,
fantastic.
yeah, like they have been able to do so much with that game. Even completely rebuild stages from other games. One that got really popular was the Unleashed mod.
Mm-hmm.
So Sonic Unleashed, they, since it and Generations are sort of not sort of, but are built off the same engine. A lot of people went back and imported some stages from that, so you're able to play a lot of the daytime stages from Sonic Unleashed. So if you want to play Sonic Unleashed Light, that's the best way to do it.
And if anybody wants mod requests, just poke me, because boy howdy, do I have a lot I can easily,
Yes.
easily point your way
Yes.
as I look at my entire mod folder right now.
Are you up to a terabyte yet?
Not yet.
Getting there though. I'll give you Sage this year. You'll be touching probably close on that.
Sage and the modding contest just kill my hard drive space. Let's be real here.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist during those great times of the year.
Same. It's starting to, now that I have a computer that can play those games. Like it's starting to get there. And yeah, no, Bomani. Yeah, you definitely. If you enjoyed any of the daytime stages from Unleashed, you'll enjoy most, if not all, of Sonic Generations. Plus, I think it's a game where one of the last games where it really like taps into the like zeitgeist that makes Sonic so appealing, like his coolness, so to speak. So
Not
I would,
to mention, if
yeah,
you were a fan of Rooftop Run and Unleash, boy howdy is the rendition of Rooftop Run and Generations just perfection.
it is, it is. How now? I will say I like the length an original mix of Rooftop Run more from Unleashed, but
Agreed.
I
100%
yeah.
agree.
As far as like quick play, I love the Sonic Generations rendition. So yeah, no, Bomani, like if you're curious, like hit either one of us up. We got you covered. We got you, fam. So oh man, so that there leads us where are we gonna put this? I'm putting Sonic's 20th at a big fat like S rank. Like it was just such a great time in the community.
I'm gonna have to agree with you. Like it's S for me too.
Okay.
Just from like the sheer just celebration of all things Sonic, and also the fact that I was able to get so many of my non-Sonic friends into it. Like that's just a culmination of like a great event, but also just a great game in general.
Yeah, and like it was such a good closeout to the seventh generation era of Sonic. Like it was a good like closing, like to start with freaking Sonic 06, and in 5 years you make your way back to the top. Like talk about a pop star comeback. Like
Mm-hmm.
that was his comeback album. That was Sonic's Dark Side of the Moon. That is what Sonic Generations is. Is this just like the pinnacle of like what Sonic can and could be? Like I just loved it so much. But then things took a turn, not for the worse, but for the mediocre. For the
That's honestly the
mediocre.
best way to put it.
Yeah, things weren't bad after that. It was just like, hey Sega, you got this really good thing going. Everyone's into Sonic. You're gonna start making money. Sega said, we don't want money. We want to
We're
make
gonna give
Sonic.
Sonic a
No, we're gonna make Sonic like Mario. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make Sonic Mario Galaxy. That's what we're gonna do.
We're also gonna give Sonic a dedicated run button.
Yep, that's like Mario. And I'm like, oh man. After that, they signed that stinking Wii U deal, that Nintendo exclusivity deal, and that was the plunge into mediocrity. Like, what what happened? Why?
I I
Why?
don't know. And like the thing was like I never really played the Wii U version of Lost World. I wouldn't play that version until like the Steam release came out and I bought it on like a $5 discount.
Yeah,
Um
mm-mm.
cuz my first inception to 3D World was the 3DS version. You know, the one with the gyroscope special stages that you
You
couldn't
mean you
deactivate. So you
mean
look like an oh my yep, mhm.
let me
Looking
just
like an
yeah.
idiot in the middle of your workplace break room just turning yourself
Yes. I finally acquired it the last time I went retro game hunting. And
uh-huh.
no, I got to the like here's the thing. Sonic Lost World messes with my emotions so bad because I got the Wii U version because I was gifted a Wii U recently
Hmm.
from a friend for Christmas, and then for Christmas from my family they gave me Sonic Lost World because you know that was one of the ones they didn't have. So I was playing it, and I was just like, the fact that I have to hold this chunky Wii U controller and everything just. Why am I playing a fast paced Mario game? I don't like this. I don't like the writing. There's very good elements here. When it's on, it's on. It has high highs and low lows. And I was just like, ugh, I want to like you, but you do so many things to make me not. You're just so mediocre. And then
They also just like royally screwed up the homing attack, something I
yeah,
never thought they could mess up,
right. And
but they
every,
did.
and like, why do this? You just came off of such a good run of games, and then nope, it's time to change things. Let's change it. And I was like, what are you doing? And then the 3DS version, I started playing that, and I was like, wait. I played the first stage, and I'm like, I like this. This is great. Its scale is smaller. It actually plays nice, and I was like, okay, this is good. And then we get to those special stages.
And then the Fire Nation attacked.
Oh boy, did they! And I still to this day I haven't beaten it. It's like I can't. I know I'm gonna be sad as soon as I get there and end up going into a special stage. I'm like, no, now I'm
Because like
sad again.
especially that the best ending of the game is going to be locked behind said special stages since
Right.
it's only the handheld outings that remember Oh right, the Chaos Emeralds. Those are a thing.
Exactly. So like I'm slowly working my way through it. It's something I play in like my just like my off times when I'm just like chilling. But yeah, no,
I'll,
I'm
I'll
eventually gonna get back to it.
eventually get back to it. I know right now in terms of Lost World, there's an amazing group of modders that for the hacking contest back in this November finally was able to port over the Yoshi Island exclusive world from the Wii U to the PC port.
Yeah.
And February, they're releasing the Legend of Zelda stage on the PC
I
port.
saw that, and also on that note, I'm so glad a few months back I downloaded all the DLC off of the Wii U shop before they
Mm-hmm.
started like axing everything off of there. So I haven't gotten to the DLC yet on the Wii U version, but I am going to hop into that. But
So,
I will say, you're playing it on PC, but if you ever get the chance to actually play the Wii U version on its original like state, it is
mhm.
an experience. It is an experience. It
Oh, I
is
bet it.
you're playing with something as wide as this tablet trying to be
See,
Sonic. Yeah.
I, I'm one of the few people that actually enjoyed the Wii U as a console. Granted, my Wii U library is all of the good Wii U games that were released, including Sonic and Sega All Stars Racing Transformed.
Yeah.
Um, I personally liked the chunkiness of the Wii U gamepad. It just felt great in my hands.
So,
And
yeah.
when a lot of the first party, and once again, all of the first party titles knew how to take advantage of the screen on that gamepad that escaped a lot of third party developers, which is a real crying shame because that second screen was really cool when you knew how to do something with it, but I'll fully admit was horrendous as all hell when you didn't know what the fuck to do with it.
And that was 90% of the games. It was I luckily since I got my Wii U after it was done with its run, I appreciate it a lot more. If I had bought that with my own money and that's the console I was stuck with, say as a kid when you only get a console every like fourth Christmas, I kind of would have been a little like disappointed. But like I can appreciate it for what it is because it was the necessary evil needed to get to the Switch. So I appreciate its place in life. And yeah, it's a big yin and yang, and it's funny. The money touched on that as well. For every yin, there's a yang. Like every good Sonic game, there's a bad one. Well, no. Everything leading up to the 25th was just all bad because of that exclusivity deal. So yeah, no, you get that. You get Boom. We don't have to go into that. That's a whole story. I'm working through that game right now. I have a whole thing I'm gonna do on that.
To
Um,
be
yeah,
fair, nothing on the Wii U version, but the 3DS games are actually passable.
I keep hearing that. I need to get them next time. Like I said, I'm out retro hunting. There's a great one I go to near my house that always has a Sonic cabinet, and it's funny
Hmm.
whenever I come in, they're just like, "This guy, this is the guy that's gonna buy the stuff out of that cabinet," and I'm like, I always leave with like way too much. I think the last time I spent like $200, but
Yep.
they had the really rare 2 foot tall, fully articulated Jazzware figure, and
Oh, nice.
yeah, and I was just like, he was just sitting there, and I was just like, perfect condition, except there was just a little crayon mark on the back of his heel, and I was like, okay, I got full
Bump
legs, I
this
can
out.
scrub that off, like Magic Eraser, Mr. Clean, let's go.
Yeah.
So no, I
So
have
like
that. Yeah,
so I will say like the first 3DS Boom game is it's a little hit and miss, but the second one is improves a lot
yeah.
from the first.
Because second one is
So
Shattered Crystal. No, second one's Fire and Ice. That's right.
yeah, Fire and Ice was a much improvement over Shattered Crystal. Both considering they're Boom games, still fun. Um, but yeah, the 3DS was treated a lot nicer than the Wii U one.
Yeah, yeah. That's because I think Sumo Digital did the 3DS ones, which are also
Mm-hmm.
yep, which are also the people that gave us the one of the best kart racers. Period. All Stars Racing Transformed. It's on every seventh gen console. So if you own anything from that era, like go get it. It's legit. It's so good.
Yeah. The game that reminds me of all of these Sega franchises that will never exist again. I'm looking at you, Skies of Arcadia, aka the best JRPG that has ever been released and deserves an HD remake at some point.
You said it all. You said all. You said it. You said it. You said everything I was gonna say. Like, it's so good. I haven't beaten it yet, just because like I'm really slow when it comes to JRPGs. But like it just has everything right. And I hope they re-release it. Like Sega, dig deep. And I think like the success of Super Monkey Ball and the Yakuza series is giving them a little more faith in some of their IPs, to go ahead and take a risk. And now that Sonic's kind of not, on the chopping block as much, they're starting to see, hey, people do like our stuff. It's not just because they're on Nintendo consoles; like they still like all of these IPs. So hopefully they bring them back. We'll see. I bought Super Monkey Ball because I was like, I want to show, like, yes, Sega, we want to support these original IPs that you worked so hard on to develop. Don't give us another Billy Hatcher, but give us this other stuff. Bring Ulala back, like all of that. We want to see it. But yeah, no, this stream of mediocrity, God, what does it lead to? Sonic's 25th. Sonic's 25th. And oh man, where to begin? What a roller coaster ride. So first of all, we got no games. I don't believe we got any games. Nope. Everything
Nope.
came out the year after. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So we got no games. The logo was kind of, it was here.
Yeah.
And the one thing we got was at South by Southwest was the live stream event, the Sonic 25th event that was also live streamed. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I'll just say zzz the whole time in the background, like while you're talking, because that static buzz. Oh my god. uh, and actually, before we jump into that, Bamani had a question of saying, should we let Sonic Team handle the games or the fans? Sonic Team should continue to handle the games because they are actual game developers. That's their craft. That's their profession. The problem with a lot of these things isn't Sonic Team themselves. You have to remember Sonic Team is under the big umbrella that's Sega. And you have a lot of people at Sega calling shots of this game needs to be out fourth quarter so that we can have a
Exactly,
good year.
because it comes from Sega trying to make it for the fiscal year. I mean, honestly, that is that Sega as a company, not Sonic Team, is the reason why '06 is the way '06 was.
Yeah.
Sonic Team kept telling them over and over again, like, look, we need to polish this. There are a
Yeah.
lot of bugs in this. We need to polish it. Say it's like, no, we need this out on the anniversary.
Yeah.
This is an anniversary game. This isn't a 16th. No, this is a anniversary game. You're doing it now.
Yeah. And it is on record for as much of a as stubborn, we'll say that, as stubborn as Yuji Naka can be, it is on record that he was like, hey, Sega, Nintendo does this. They actually let it cook in the oven and they do it, and they take the time to test it and see what can we do better and pick things apart until there's a good game. So when it's released, it's consistent. Yes, games aren't coming out every year for that franchise, but they're consistently good, so the fans respect, the good games and respect the wait. And he's like, why don't we do that here? It's on record. I'm paraphrasing, but it's on record of Yuji Naka saying that. So obviously, yeah, the problem isn't that. And I wouldn't even say money, yeah, that the game devs aren't competent. Like, you can look at '06 and see there's some parts where there's a lot of thought in there. I wouldn't say they aren't competent, but we do have like a fresh team in there now. And I think they're just very young. The problem is not the game developers themselves, because I think they've worked hard to get to that. I wouldn't take that away from them. This is all assumption, of course, but I would say the problem is understanding Sonic. And I said this on Tuesday in my stream. Is Sonic is exponentially harder of a game concept to develop for. Like everything is physics based. Like you don't just have to build a physics engine. Your world has to be designed to handle this. Your
Mm-hmm.
instead of creating like just one like level like you would in a game that's slow moving and meant to be taken in. So it's say if we're talking in miles, only has to be like 5 miles long because you're moving at a human pace. If you're doing that as Sonic for the speed he cranks out in the game, 5 miles, that level's going to be over in 10 seconds. So they have to build like 30-mile levels. So you have to develop assets and everything for all of that, which just takes time. So it's a whole different machine. And I think that's the thing people miss when they compare, Sonic to other gaming studios is part of it is yes Sega, but also part of it is it's a hard concept to design for. So I think that's a lot of it. And to your point with like Sonic Mania, which is funny because that was the big thing that premiered at the 25th live stream. To that point, Sonic Mania was kind of a happy accident. Basically,
Super happy accident.
yeah, like Sonic that shouldn't have happened. Basically, it was the community, and this is where the fans' voice should stay. I don't think they should develop the games because you don't need somebody using Unreal 3, trying to develop a game that costs multi millions to make. Like, sorry, I I just don't think you can't just plug somebody up and say here's that
No,
big
and
project.
and
Yeah,
and I mean, even with like fan made engines, like the Sonic Worlds engine, like fantastic 2D engine does a great job at what it does, but you need that actual developmental cost that a studio can throw at you
yeah,
with the assets, the utilities, and also the people who have experience in developing for these more advanced engines and utilities instead of basically just taking
yeah,
a scripting software that was created with Microsoft XP and has been kind of been band-aided over the years for modern systems.
yeah. And like the to Bomani's point, like the thing that happened with like Sonic Mania, in case anybody out there doesn't know, is the people brought on were constantly showing Sega like proof of concepts that they can take Sonic and like build it. And it was a lot of like the community driven efforts. And one thing we'll say about like Sonic Team and Sega that they do get right is that they do listen to the community for better or for worse. They do listen to the community and actually, respect their fans because they realize that's what keeps a lot of their franchises alive. So they do try
Which is
to,
which
respect
is
that.
funny to
Yeah,
think about because originally Sega wasn't like that at all. Sega was almost very like Nintendo doing like cease and desist on like YouTubers and other
yeah.
content creators, and then there was something happened and it's just they stopped and
Aaron
started
Weber,
actually
Aaron
caring about the fan stuff.
Aaron Weber is what happened.
Yeah.
God
No, that's
bless that
true.
man. Aaron Weber is what happened. Aaron Weber, he put in a lot of work. It's a good thing he's working for like Sega of Japan now because that man put in so much work to get the community involvement where it is today and get Sega to realize, hey, if people are making mods of your games, they're still learning about Sonic, which means when the next one comes out, they're probably gonna buy it because this is just one more way for you to like for people to access Sonic. And number two, I mean, it's free it's free R&D. Like it's free R&D. Like like who
It's
wouldn't
free
want that?
R&D. It is literally free advertisement at that point too.
Yeah, exactly. So I think he got them to see that, and it's funny we bring him up because he's what led a lot to that like 25th anniversary event. But I heard the event itself, if you were in person, was great. The actual event on the live stream,
Mm,
I just remember the buzzing the whole time.
yeah.
And just the one guy during the Crush 40 concert that just like grabs the mic and basically like shoves it down his throat.
Yep.
Yeah, so there wasn't a lot. That was it. That was it for the 25th. And you know God, God, I want it so bad. For me, it's a D. The one thing saving it is that there was that memorable moment, and I still watch it every now and then. That memorable moment when Sonic Mania was announced, like that was like a top tier like
It's
memory.
it's honestly that reveal with the T Loops music. It's just
Yes,
that's honestly what saved
yes,
that whole fucking presentation.
yes,
I mean, because to be real here, if we had a C rank, I would give it a C.
yeah,
But with the ranking style we have, it's a D. It's honestly a D for
yeah.
me.
Yeah, because nothing happened, but except for that. But that's what saves it. So I feel like they could have done more. It was like a non-anniversary. It just
It
set up
was an
stuff.
anniversary, and it wasn't at the same time.
Yes, and the things it set up for did not pan out because they thought Forces was gonna come in and be this great thing, this great savior, and Sonic Mania was basically gonna be like what Sonic Origins is now, and it was just a little appetizer, something to hold people over, a little DLC, and it ended up blowing Forces out of the water in terms of sales, like how it was ratings, everything, even
I
like
mean,
merchandise, like freaking.
it
I
didn't
have
help
it.
the fact that Forces was also just as mediocre as you could possibly get.
Yes, yes,
Because while I can rag on '06 as much as I can and do, yes, '06 is a bad game, but it's an enjoyable bad game for me from time to time when I'm in the mood for it.
yeah,
If someone trolls me and says you're playing this tonight, I'm probably not going to enjoy myself. But if it's like a spur of the moment, like yeah, let let's open up this freshly molded thing that's been sitting in the back of the fridge for God knows how long. Yeah, let's do that. It can be fun.
yeah.
Forces is unfortunately a one and done for me.
I
I have
yeah.
no real drive or desire to go back to it.
I played
There
it.
is nothing worse to me personally than
Yeah,
a very middle of the road game.
same.
It's not it's not so bad that is as oh man, I'm going to talk about it, and it's not great to the point where it's hyped. It's just it's that farty okay you get in Rhythm Heaven Fever when you just barely clear a song. It's the
Yep,
meh.
yep, yep. And like I feel the same way. That was my problem. I was just like, this just feels so forgettable. Like, and the thing is it pulled punches like everywhere where it could have had something going for it. It just kept pulling like punches, and I was just disappointed, especially after the build up, because during the whole 25th anniversary, they were like, "This is going to be the next thing. We're finally out of that Nintendo exclusive contract. This is going to be the first multi-platformer." And granted, I love the character creation system because I am one of those people. I am one of the deviant art users that had my OCs, have a whole folder of Sonic OCs, and to finally put them in a game, and Sonic's all like, "Dude, bro, you're my friend," and like fist bumping and everything. I was
I
here
mean,
for it, but
yeah, no, I
yeah,
was too, because like to be honest, like Seth started off as a Sonic OC before I properly turned him into my persona,
yeah,
um, which was so great for me. Though, yeah, it was last year when the image you're using for me, and I actually got a chance to go back to his Sonic OC roots with like an artist I found. I'm like, yeah, no, like I haven't done this style of Seth in years. I can't wait to see this again. I
yeah,
feel gypped that I couldn't pick a fox.
yeah,
Like I
yeah,
wasn't trying to make my hyper awesome ultra realistic Ninetales kitsune with tragic backstory of losing parents in a fire in the ice cap zone underground section that no living mortals allowed to breathe under. I didn't want to do that. Could have been a basic fox. I would have been happy. So I
yeah.
settled for wolf instead.
Yeah, same. I settled for wolf because I had like a fox OC. I had a few hedgehog OCs, but I was like, I don't want to play a hedgehog like in this game. So like the closest I could get was the wolf, and I recreated my character that way. But it was still cool. But one cool feature does not make the game, And
Mm-mm.
that's my problem. That was really cool. I want to see that asset reused, even more than the Wisp. I want to see that asset reused, but yeah,
I will say the modding community for Forces is starting to get up there.
yeah,
Um, there is a group right now trying to retool the entire physics engine to feel more like Generations, and some of the betas they've put out have honestly fixed a lot of the issues I had with classic. I mean, granted, classic Sean should not even been in the game to begin with, but that's a tangent for another time.
no, and
Um,
he was added late in development. If you go back
mhm,
and look at, because Sonic Forces
um,
is very well documented. He was added very late because
yeah,
they were like, well, we need more content. People like the classic Sonic. It's like, no, we didn't like class. The reason we liked classic Sonic in Generations was because it was so left field and it was done well, not because we have a hard on for classic Sonic.
it was also a you'd know anniversary title that
Yeah,
fit in the context of anniversary title.
exactly.
Um, but yeah, no, there's a really good physics mod that actually fixes the classic Sonic physics to feel more like Generations, which already makes the classic Sonic stages way more palatable.
Yeah.
But they're also reworking the physics engine for like both Sonic as well as the create a character stages too. So Forces modding is coming a pretty good way, honestly.
All right, I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that because like I love it when the community goes and tries to like make these mediocre games like better. I feel like there'll be going for it. There'll probably be a larger base for Forces than there will say like Lost World. Lost World's gonna
It's
be like one of those niche things
yeah,
like people that really focus on like low poly Sonic. It'll be like those niche areas, but like Forces I can see because there was some potential there, and I think that's the thing. It was so much missed potential. That's what frustrated people.
mm-hmm.
Whereas '06 was a lot of ambition that just didn't have a lot of time. Forces was just missed potential and mismarketing, horrible
Yeah,
mismarketing.
man, I was ready for my Edgy the Hedgy or Edgy the Jackal, and just seeing Infinite get utterly just screwed over just irritated me.
Yeah, yeah,
I was looking forward to like an epic possible supersonic fight against Infinite, only to have him just
yeah.
shoot the whoop back into the Phantom Ruby and oh no, we're fighting Eggman again and something that
Yeah,
looks like it came out of Aliens.
and freaking Sonic Colors, the final boss all over again. Though I will say that final move was really cool, so that saves it just a touch. And Infinite's design was cool, but what a waste of a good design. What a waste of a really good design.
Well, I mean,
And
it sucks even more that because I kept saying, well, maybe they'll bring him back, but then I
yeah,
think in the most recent like coffee table encyclopedia, they're like, oh no, that Jackal's dead, and I'm like, oh, okay, we normally don't kill off characters in this franchise, but
yeah.
never mind.
But you got to remember, he's not weak. He's not weak. I hate that. Way to
So much
ruin a
missed
character.
potential with that character.
Yeah, so much missed potential. Uh, and thanks, Lair, for sticking around. Sleep well when you do.
Awesome night tonight, hun.
But yeah, no, that was just to send us into the spiral where now it's funny. Like looking at these anniversaries, we're right back where we were, like after the 10th or like no after the 20th. We're right back in that like mediocrity pit.
Mm-hmm.
But there was light at the end of the tunnel because we get to the 30th anniversary. Now, this guy right here is our final boyo. He's not going into E rank. Get out of there. Get out of there. He's gonna sit down there on mine, but he's not staying there. He's not staying there. He's not staying there. That is just tierless being tierless. But we'll get to you now. So Sonic's 30th. So we went over the whole 2021. Had a bunch to talk about, but like as a celebration because it doesn't end till June 22nd.
Mm-hmm.
So as a whole celebration, how do you feel? How you feel it's going as we get to like the final anniversary?
I think it's going great. I personally want to have more stuff to sink my teeth into, honestly. I'll still say like the highlight of this 30th, besides the information on Prime, so Sonic getting like another unique cartoon show, especially one that's basically going to be potentially into the Sonic verse. I'm really excited to see what they could do with that.
Yeah.
But to me, what really makes the 30th is that beautiful symphony concert
Yes.
that multiple times throughout that show I was crying tears of joy to hear some of my favorite tracks orchestrated
Yeah.
for like the first time,
Yeah.
and then going through and having the entire rock section with like all of my favorite themes from the games one after another just was such a stellar of
And
like a celebration that I haven't felt in a while.
yeah,
But
yeah. And I agree.
that,
I was gonna say, like, jumping in on that, like, I've been searching for the word, like, ever since that, day, like, when it came out. And, like, I was thinking the other day, and I was like, proud. Like, that was the best way I could say it. It's like, you just felt so proud, especially if you've been on this crazy roller coaster since the beginning. Like,
yeah,
you've seen every low and high, and, like, it's like to see like an IP like fumble that much and still get respect was just kind of really cool, and you just felt like so proud of like all these cool moments, and for it to be done like so well. And I don't know if you know this, but the whole idea of that came from just like a breakout meeting amongst the social media directors. I can't remember her name right now, but she leads the Sega of America like social
hmm
media. She runs the live streams. She's the one that originally had the idea and had spent, I think, 4 years getting that together.
oh
Like,
wow,
yeah, not on her own, of course, but like
right.
she was the catalyst, and like it was just so cool that that was like community driven, and a lot of that footage in it was recorded by people in the community. They were contacted and asked to record footage for the show to be used in the live stream.
hmm
So that's why at the end of the presentation, the thank you list goes on for like 5 minutes. Just because there were so many people that had a hand in like making that happen, especially when Rona decided to have its world tour. They really like pulled together. So like even knowing all that like made it even better. So
I
gosh,
I
yeah.
love and appreciate that 2021 you could do both WTF in a good way for the 30th anniversary orchestration concert,
Yep.
and then also use a WTF in the bad way for the random Steve Aoki virtual DJ, whatever the hell set that was.
Oh my god. Talk about like whiplash, like emotional whiplash. I was like, Sega, you gotta stop. I'm like in my 30s. I've been with you all for so long now. You gotta stop this. Every time you get my heart, you take it and you just smack it down on the ground. And I'm just like, what was that? Like to have all that build up and be like, oh, this is gonna be a Sonic event, and I'm gonna do this stuff. He didn't play anything Sonic related, and you know,
No.
if Steve Aoki wants to have a concert and use Sonic graphics, that's cool. My problem was they branded it as like another big
Yeah.
event for the 30th, and it had nothing to do with that.
because
So
it's funny because I sat there. It's like, all right, cool. Stay like Stevie Aoki. Like I know some of his work, but honestly, putting like a very, unique like electronic take on some Sonic stuff. Yeah, I can get into that. Like upgraded chiptune stuff. I'm all for it. And then just had, yo, man, I'm gonna play my greatest hits right here. And oh,
yeah,
it's Sonic. I'm gonna end with a Sonic song. It's like what and what?
and everyone that wanted to like have a stream party was like, well, DMCA, we can't do this. Sorry.
Mm-mm.
Sorry everyone that tuned in. Yeah, it wasn't well thought out, but then we did get cool things like Sonic and Minecraft.
I still need to play that.
It's
Like
yeah.
I watched that trailer and I'm like, great. I actually now need to go
Yeah. it
buy DLC for Minecraft, things I never thought I would ever say in my
yeah,
entire life, and I'm like, nope, this is it.
yeah.
This is it. And what sold me? The Chow Garden.
Yep. I mean, like in rule of thumb, as I always say, never buy the Switch version of anything that is cross platform release. It's going to be the most unstable. So please do PC only. But it doesn't. I mean, it controls like Minecraft, so it's Minecraft controls, but at super speed. So there is some clunkiness, but it's really cool. The fact that it even like exists, like they did this thing. Um, So I thought that was a cool release. All the stuff they kept sticking Sonic in was super funny to me, especially at the Tokyo Olympics games where it was the Sonic mascot costume
Mm-hmm.
and all the events. Yeah, freaking Sonic the Fighters and Lost Judgment, like that was cool. It made me think of
That was
Shinmu.
amazing.
Yeah, yeah, like I was like there were so many cool like little things. I think while
And
there weren't any, yeah. What were you gonna say?
we also got a match made in heaven that I've wanted for so many years of my life that is proudly on display on the top of my entertainment system. But finally getting a proper Lego Sonic the Hedgehog kit.
Yeah,
Because that tease from Lego Dimensions was beautiful, but actually being able to build a miniature rendition of Green Hill with a Motobug, a crab meat, and
yeah.
an Eggmobile out of Lego was like 5-year-old Seth's dream come true for the longest time.
Yeah, and I'm still waiting on mine to come because see they were sold out here. We got a lot of Sonic nerds up here, I guess, in Seattle. Because every time I go to buy stuff, it's always sold out for like quite a while. So I'm getting mine shipped. I can't wait for it to get here. I'll probably do a stream like around building it, just a good chill stream, because like I'm so excited for that. And again, community involvement because that was taken from a fan submission and they actually
Mm-hmm.
made it a product and like it's so cool just to see something like that on store shelves. So um, I'm excited to like look into that. Like we just got so many cool things for Sonic's 30th. I know in my display back here I have a lot of the 30th anniversary stuff like the Dr. Robotnik set, the Studiopolis set. I have
I
that.
came so close to actually buying the Studiopolis set when I was at Target earlier today.
It's so cool. The springs actually make the same sound as the springs in the games in Sonic Mania when you hit them. It's really cool. Jack specific always does really good stuff. So I have that. I'm probably never gonna open my Death Egg robot just because I just love the display that it came in, and yeah, I don't want to tamper with that. I may have to get another one just so I can go play with it.
It's
Yeah,
it's also wild that we also got announcements that they base are making a Mephiles the Dark plush, but also seeing
uh,
Tangle and Whisper
yeah,
get the plush treatment as well. I just
yeah,
never thought I'd see this day.
yeah, and that's probably gonna be my next big buy. Because I'm still waiting on my encyclopedia to come,
Hmm.
which that was a purchase and a half. That thing is not cheap. So I'm saving up, and I'm gonna start buying the volume releases, the big book volume releases of the IDW
Hmm.
comics. I have a few. I always go to the market here and buy some, but I missed the first like 30 issues, 30 33 issues. So I need to
I've
catch up on that. Yeah,
I've got to say the IDW comics are phenomenal. They're
yeah,
really well done,
yeah.
and the current arc they're doing,
Dude,
I'm excited for.
everyone has been saying the freaking bad guys arc. Oh my god, they're like it's good. The metal virus they were like was freaking good. Luckily, I haven't spoiled anything. So I'm excited to dive into them. I really want to get the physical one because I just like sitting down and reading comics like
Yeah,
physically. So I'm gonna tap into that, but like even the IDW stuff got a good celebration. Like there was just so much G Fuel. G Fuel even gave us more flavors, okay, for Sonic's 30th. And the day they send me an email and are like, "Hey, you want to sponsor?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's
yeah.
do it."
Let's go.
I,
Let's go, baby.
but I'm not drinking. No, I might drink that. That may
Oh,
be
no,
what
no,
I
no.
do as like a landmark like stream or something. Is like I'll drink that chili dog flavored G Fuel. I'll do that because I'm curious to see how it'll taste. Cold ground up chili dog. I wonder how that tastes.
Mm.
But yeah, no, there's just so much in this anniversary, and so like for me, let me see. Let's move back over here. I'm gonna give it an A. For me, it was an A. Well, yeah, it wasn't quite S tier because there wasn't a game that really I felt brought people outside of Sonic into Sonic, but it was a really good celebration for all those people that got into Sonic via the movie. If they were younger, that are now into Sonic games, and it was a really good celebration for people that have been like along the ride for all this time. I think they took a really good time to like care about those people. So for me, it's an A rank. It's not quite up here with these two, but I'll put it as a very very high A. What about you?
I'm torn, honestly, because for me, it's either an A or a B. And when I say it's a B, it's like a really high B. Like it's like no disrespect to it, but it's honestly, yeah, it's probably gonna be a B for me.
Oh, and
I
now I'm curious why a B for you?
While I appreciate like the anniversary concert, to me there wasn't a lot for me to sink my teeth into. I think it was as we talked about in the first hour, the pure roller coaster that has been the 30th so far.
Yes.
It's the fact that it's been a roller coaster ride, unlike say the 10th or the 20th where you're riding high the entire time. There's been so many ups and downs with this anniversary year that a concert alone and a really amazing Lego kit. I love it. I
Yeah.
treasure them. Like I said, I cried during that concert. I was geeking out hardcore building Green Hill.
Yeah.
But that's not enough substance for me. I needed a little bit more to bring it up to A for me personally.
Ooh. And that's a good point. Like I keep forgetting the roller coaster ride that was everything after that cuz for me it goes like build up concert and then not looking at anything Sonic Media related and only looking at like all the cool like toys and stuff that came out and you forget like yeah if you actually take all of that into consideration like it has been so emotionally like up and down and I think right now everyone's just like we know the movie's going to be good like that's awesome that everyone who even isn't a Sonic fan, just like moviegoers in general, are excited for it. But like the Sonic community is in such a weird place because everyone's putting so many high stakes on this next game that everyone's just kind of in this weird like bated breath like type of
Yeah,
thing. And
because
yeah, we gotta wait what 10 more months now.
more than likely, because I think right now for me, in terms of where we stand on the 30th going into the 31st, we're right now in the process of going up that incline for like a giga roller coaster.
Yeah,
You know that the Sonic movie is going to be the top of the roller coaster,
yeah,
and at that point, I feel like it's about to be like a drop coaster, one of those beautiful like 90
yes,
degree angle drops
yes,
that either you're going to absolutely love and scream your head
yeah,
off,
yeah,
or it's going to be so monumentally disappointing
yeah,
that it just drops and it's over.
yeah. And
And I
I
think that's the point we're on right now.
yeah no
After, from a gaming standpoint, that was Forces.
yep. Ugh. And that was
Yeah.
5 years ago. We're now officially 5 years removed from Forces. Well, by the time the game comes out, we'll be 5 years removed from
Hmm.
Forces. So that's the last thing we have in the like chronology. So, but I have hope with Ian Flynn coming on because I know some of his work and from what I've heard for IDW Comics, like the guy gets characterization.
No,
So
he does. And I sat there when like, oh yeah, like we're like Flynn's coming on board. I'm like, oh great, Roger Craig Smith is actually going to have a workable script.
right,
This is great.
yeah. So I'm excited. I think they're doing a lot right. But it's like you know what even more so than a Giga coaster, it's like a dive coaster. And a dive coaster is like one of these big coasters for people that don't know that like holds you over the edge for like
Mm-hmm.
7 seconds and then drops you like a rock as you're coming off the lift. I feel that's what we're on because we got all this buildup right now with the 30th and then going into 2022. We know what's coming. And the Sonic movie is going to be that high. We're going to be cruising on the top like on She-Ra. We're going to be cruising around that corner at the top.
I was
And
just
then,
about to say that.
yep, and we're going to see that big drop coming that's Frontiers. But before we get there, we got Prime and Origins. And that's just going to hold us on the edge. We're going to be like, yeah, oh man, I can see the horrible drop right there, but we're still at the top. And then yeah, Forces is just gonna. I mean, Frontiers is just gonna throw us over the edge, like down into the abyss. And who
I must say,
knows?
Frontiers is either going to be the drop in an amazing ride, or it's that one Karen that pulls out a fucking GoPro on a selfie stick,
Yep,
causing the ride operators to stop the ride, and you get evac'd off into disappointment.
yep, yep. And like that's it. I don't even. It doesn't need to be the best Sonic game. It doesn't need to be anything like that. I just want it to be an enjoyable experience. And
Honestly, same.
yeah, and like say what you will about Sonic Unleashed, but that was the last time where after the credits rolled and I set down my controller, I said that was worth $60 for the price of admission. That was worth my money and my time. As frustrating as it was to collect medals, that was worth my time. And I have so many memories from that game. Everything else felt like a task. Felt like I was going through the motions, and I want that feeling again, where it was like I got my money's worth. So if they can do that, that's all I want. And it already sounds like they're not even going to make it a budget title. I'm avoiding leaks like the plague, um, but from official interviews, they are saying it's probably going to be a full price game. So I'm excited to see and hear that. So
Same.
we'll have to see. But oh man, there it is. That that is our tier list. That is everything. That is all the anniversaries ranked, and I think we accidentally covered the entire history of Sonic somehow, and in like 3 hours we managed to do it. I've known people that have tried to do it and it's taken like 6 hours. But
I love and appreciate we're on the same page for a lot of it. Just we just flip flop the 15th and 30th.
yeah, I'm looking at that. Like we both agree about the high highs and the low lows, but yeah, the 15th and the 30th, and yeah, no, I think it comes down to like what do you call it? Like preference just on those. I think it
Hmm.
was sentimental. Also, hi Alu, nice to see you in here. Yeah, you just saw us rank like every single like Sonic anniversary and go through the history, but yeah, no, I do think those that we put in S tier are very deserved of those. So
It's also really appropriate that like the S tier is 10 and 20, the D is 5 and 25, and then of course 15th and 30th are respectively A and B.
right, it is so funny. It's like the most like mediocre ones ended up being at the bottom, and the ones that were so like either turning points or like detrimental to the series hit like in the upper middle. Like the 15th you'd think would be instant E rank because of '06, but there was so much else that like made it good.
There were so many things that yes, '06 it's a dark spot, but it's one of those situations for me personally that a lot of the pros outweigh the con
I
for the
agree.
15th for me personally.
I agree. And like yeah, I even looking at like within the S rank, like yeah, no, I still feel like I have to put the 10th above the 20th. Like I don't know if I'd put the 20th above the 10th. I don't know, because then it just comes down to like my memories of like
Mm-hmm.
affecting that. But no, they're both deservedly up there. Oh man. Oh, so we did it. We're still friends.
I managed to get away with one bad take, and I will still stand by it.
I'll I'll allow it. I'll allow it. Everyone gets one. Though, okay, I do. If the extras do help with DX, I will give you that. But no, I'm such a purist because like the Dreamcast is like such a special console to me,
Mhm.
like in my gaming like lifespan. So like anything that's the Dreamcast version instantly wins over
See,
it.
it's funny because like I said, like I started to really appreciate the Dreamcast after I acquired it in 2008, and a lot of my favorite peripherals in my gaming collection come from the Dreamcast because I have a full Samba de Amigo controller
Oh my
for
god,
Samba de Amigo.
dude, I'm
Um,
still trying to get that.
and my personal holy grail for my Dreamcast is I have an imported Denshide Go controller, which I am in love with. So like all of my weird console peripherals come
Yeah,
from my Dreamcast,
how are you getting all
including
of
the
these?
amazing Sega fishing controller.
You have that too? Oh my god.
Yes,
Next, do you have the keyboard? That's the next thing. That's like the last thing you
that
have to have.
that is the next thing on my list
Oh my god. Oh.
because I got the Samba de Mega controller off of eBay for $45 back in 2013. Um, Denshide Go controller was $50 off eBay 2 years ago,
Yeah.
and then the fishing controller was just my local retro shop.
Wow. Oh man. Uh, yeah, I need to dig around my retro shops right now because of where I live. It's a bit harder to find things that are more affordable because everybody like wants them up here. We're in a big tech area, but
Mhm.
yeah, no. If I find it, I'm gonna buy it. But last thing, though, this is how crazy Dreamcast is in my area right now. Dreamcast and GameCube. Um, Sonic Adventure 2 complete in box is worth $150 on Dreamcast.
What?
Yes. Star Fox Adventures complete in box is worth $170.
Huh.
Yeah,
It.
yeah,
I already
mm,
see. Wow, I didn't know because
yeah.
I also have a complete in box copy of Star Fox Adventures. I
Really?
actually really enjoy that game because it's Rare's swan song on a Nintendo console.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I forgot Rare did that game, which is
yep, because it was originally going to be Dinosaur Planet on the
yep.
N64 till Miyamoto's like Star Fox, and
Star
they're like,
yeah,
oh, okay.
yeah, they're like Star Fox will sell. Put them in there, and they're like, are you sure? Is that what you wish to do?
Is is this revenge for a overly drunk cartoon squirrel? Because this feels like revenge for that.
Right? It's like they're like, no, not at all, not at all. Oh man, so yeah, I'm currently like playing through that one on my own like free time, and it's a trip. Because all I ever played was the demo in Walmart, looking up with like my neck like craned like this.
Hmm. Yep.
So it's interesting to actually like sit down and play it. Though the dinosaur language is still very it's
The
very
best way to describe I remember playing through that again on my stream. That was like one of the earliest games I streamed on my channel
yeah
and saying like I love this game because of the world building. I think it's really great, but my main harp was unfortunately on the dinosaur language because they didn't fully commit.
yeah
There's nothing that bugs me more than having a made up language when you don't
yes.
fully commit to it and randomly put English in there. So
Oh
like
my god,
the
yes.
big general scales reveals Atoko koto ni na general
Oh,
scales.
scales.
Atoko no ito. I'm like took
Right?
me out of it right away.
I was just like, I remember this was my exact reaction, right? I'm sitting there, I hear that, because I could never hear it when I was playing, like, in the loud store. I just read the subtitles. So I'm just sitting there, and I'm just like, what? What is this? Like that's how I'm set there. I was so taken aback. I was like, I don't know if I can continue this game. But no, it's starting to get better. I finally saved the little like Triceratops print, so like now the actual game's starting.
Let's play.
Oh my god! And having to feed him every time. I don't want to hear.
Fox, I'm hungry.
Oh my god! I never want to hear people talk about Navi or Chip ever again because Tricky or whatever his name is.
I have a soft spot for Prince Tricky. Is he annoying? Yes, he is. But he is that adorable annoying that I'm just like, I can't stay mad at you forever.
Okay, this is true. This is true. You do start warming up to him, but you're just like that first like, you know, tutorial like level with him, you're just kind of like, I don't know, man. I don't know if we're going to make it.
It does get better. It does get better with Tricky.
No, Bomani, we don't just smack the crap out of the characters, no matter how annoying they are.
Because remember, that Triceratops will grow up to be the very first boss of Dino Domain from Diddy Kong Racing.
Yes, and you don't want that. The only thing we beat up is Omochao. That is the only thing we'll beat up because he is legitimately annoying.
You mean like the amazing part where you can have him constantly get sucked out of the airlock?
Yes, I've done that glitch. It's even more doable in the Dreamcast version because it's a little more broken. You just like have him constantly like loop death. It's funny. Hear every single voice recording for him.
I mean, if you really want to torture yourself, you download the Omnichow mod for the PC version of Adventure 2, and you set it to every ring pick up turns into an Omnichow that follows you around, spewing off hints constantly. I broke Pyramid Cave to the point where Sonic was not able to pick up the second key to advance because I kept picking up 50 Omnichow along the way.
No, I would never. No, I don't ever. Oh my god. Oh, but on that note, that's a good place to end it. Like before I go into like an existential crisis and want myself to get sucked out into space from him. I can hear him in my head. Oh, no, where is it? Where it's like, achievement unlocked. Give your friends PTSD from freaking Omochao. No.
Break the host. Achievement unlocked. 1,000 gamer points.
I'll just funnel those into bits. Thank you. No. But no, this was such a good time. Like I had a real good time with this. Like, thank you so much for coming on. I hope you had fun. Like breaking.
I've had a blast. I have not stopped smiling since we first like started streaming. 3 hours and 8 minutes ago.
But who's counting?
Right. It's literally just been nonstop smiling and just laughing, fun. I have enjoyed every second of this.
Same, and I've enjoyed so much having you on, and it's been super nice having someone who's like equally like as knowledgeable about Sonic, and to see, hey, we still proved it that if you ask two Sonic fans their opinion, they'll give you a different one. Ours was just only slightly different, so. But I think we still managed to do it. So no, it was good. You're welcome on anytime. You want to do like tier list, or you want to do any one-off things on Fridays and the spin cycle, like you're more than welcome. Always fun to have you around, Seth.
I must say, you know me, hun. Poke me, I'll poke you back. We'll brainstorm ideas. We've already have like a Mega Man thing apparently planned out now.
Right. It'll be great to visit that after you finish your stream on that. So
I don't know if I'm finishing that this year.
Eventually.
It's such slow progress.
Oh no.
I love it. I hate it, but I love it.
Oh man. Oh. Well, no. Well, when you're ready, I'll be here and we'll be able to talk about that. But I think we've talked as much Sonic as like everyone listening can handle for one stream. So I'm gonna give him a break. And I think we can wind it down now. And yeah, I'll give you all a break until tomorrow when we actually come in and do a lot of more random stuff. We're gonna be talking open world games. And playing my favorite open world game. You'll see. If you've checked the schedule, you already know. But for those of you that haven't, tune in. It'll be a surprise. Now let's see who is still around that we can raid. You know, I think we're gonna raid. We're gonna raid Slush. Slush Dog. He's a good boyo. He's definitely someone to to go check out when you aren't checking out like our streams. So I think I'm gonna kick you guys over there. Seth, what should our raid message be? What do you think?
I'm bad at this. I'm so bad at this.
Something Sonic related.
I know, I'm like going through the recess of everything we've talked about.
Because he wouldn't get... That's no good. We'll do That's No Good.
Yeah, say That's No Good. I was trying to figure out something like Sonic Shuffle-wise to do because, you know, why not?
Right. So yeah, we'll do That's No Good. So everyone we'll kick them all in there and we'll say That's No Good for raids. So we'll do that. Like I said, thank you everyone for joining. Thank you, Seth. It's been real. Stick around for Slush, super good boy, and tune back in here tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pacific time. I had to make sure I wasn't saying Eastern. 7 p.m. Pacific. And we will start talking open world games. And I'll play through one of my favorite games. This is kind of trivia based. But we'll play through that and have a good time. So, talk to you all later. And again, thanks for tuning in.
Have a great night, guys.
All right. Thanks, Seth.